Welcome to the John Sandwich Show.
Can't believe
It's, I don't look like Bane anymore when I'm going to be talking.
Swear to God, it felt like I was drinking this beer for 2 hours.
that. And
I think some people
it's a scam.
Did it touch you? Did it touch you?
Yeah, it made me feel things.
Should we let everyone else in on the conversation? If it's too loud, they just turn it down, right?
Perfect sandwich. Beautiful.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give it to me, John. All right.
I rearranged in
Oh.
case you didn't notice. Oh, I'll say
yeah.
this on the pod.
Oh, you did rearrange. All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Yay!
To all the sandwich fans out there, let's get ready to sandwich. We're back.
We are
We're
back.
Can I
after
get
big
a-
hiatus?
If your throat allows for it, Eric, can I get a he broke him in half?
Oh, he broke him in half.
Yes.
Oh, man.
we're
It's
back.
good to hear
Right.
that again.
That's
It is
right.
good to hear
good.
that.
How the hell are you guys doing?
Doing okay. When was the last time we did this? Like 2 weeks ago? We didn't do
Yeah,
it last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks
I was
ago.
camping. I was out there.
Now, was it
in the woodland
camping or
areas.
glamping?
It was camping. I was in a tent.
Oh, nice.
For sure.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But the area itself wasn't really a campground. It was an apple orchard surrounded by like fabulous, beautiful homes who own their own apple orchard. Like, it was kind of insane how wealthy some of these people seem to be. It was like so palatial. Like, you had this beautiful house on a hill, and then like right behind it on these rolling hills are apple or like grape orchards.
Ooh.
And we were like just nestled in between that on some a friend of mine's land, just chilling because they're planning on building a house over there. And yeah, it's right next to the lake. It was fucking beautiful.
So you have a friend that
That's
has
nice.
land that has apples and grapes on it.
Not yet. It is an open land
Oh,
area,
okay.
but it does
Okay.
have a pretty nice barn, a nice little porta potty, but
Nice.
it doesn't have a palatial estate just yet.
Nice. So,
or
yeah.
apple orchards, but it's surrounded by apple orchards. And what I was thinking is, I think this dude's plan is perhaps like if he doesn't get around to putting a house on it, just sell it to these people that surround him, because
Yeah.
maybe if they do well, they'll expand into and buy up that property, because it's just open area.
How long has he had this piece of
It's like,
property?
it's a good deal. Not long.
Not long. He just bought it just randomly.
Like less than a year, I think.
What town? Town is this?
Chelan, or it's in
Ah.
Mason, Washington.
Nice. Chelan's pretty cool, man.
Very nice area. Dude, Chelan, the lake, best lake I've ever been to.
Yeah, that lake
It's
is
awesome.
awesome.
It's so
probably-
long. You can fish in it. It's a great boating area. You could sit on full throttle on your jet ski and just go down that lake for 50 fucking miles for hours.
Yeah,
You could just go up and down. And there are a couple of towns that can only be accessed by boat.
Oh, that's fun.
And they're not like these backwater towns. Like, they're nice, and it's like a town specifically for these boat owners around the area. It's fucking nice. Love it.
Dude, I bet you they're like they have self-isolation down, man. Those guys.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
they get their beer
Yeah,
shipped
that was
to
the
them
only
by
thing.
boat.
Like, hell yeah, dude. Great place. Not a lot of stuff around.
Well, you know, if
Probably
you
pretty calm out there. Not a lot of protest signs, I would imagine.
Surprisingly, there was.
Really?
It was quite the divide in town. There, for as many Trump signs, there were Black Lives Matter
Ooh.
signs, and like I saw this one Trump sign that was like defaced and stuff, and I was like, wow, there's really a divide here, because
Oh man.
it seems like everyone around here are like business owners or like retirees. So, like, yeah, there's a big divide
Wow.
in Chelan, Washington.
A lot of civil
Interesting.
unrest in Cheyenne, Washington. Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
that.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. I wouldn't. Well, I guess it's a small town, so I guess if there's gonna be people speaking out, there's gonna be the whole town's gonna speak out.
Yeah.
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 And these are farmers and stuff, so like they're a big deal in the political world.
Oh yeah.
So it just makes it all the more cutthroat, I think.
Yeah. Well, I know Eastern
All the more
Washington
intense.
is definitely more on the Trump side of things
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Like if Eastern Washington had their way, they would cut Washington in half and make their own state so they could vote Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very different area over there, I found out. Like it's like northern central California over there. It's so dusty. It was like the Dust Bowl.
Oh
Took
yeah, man.
one step and my face was covered in dirt. Looked like Indiana Jones the whole weekend. Couldn't take a shower.
Have you
It's
ever been to Eastern Washington other than this time?
Not really. I drove through it when I first moved up here, and I did notice it was pretty wet though.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
yeah.
Really
like
wet.
September
really wet.
time. Yeah, like I didn't really notice how deserty that place is.
Oh
And
yeah.
it really just kind of stops. Like it's like a line of trees, and the state just decides to turn into northern California.
Yeah, man. Oh, definitely. Once you get past the Cascades, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's all desert.
Yep, pretty much. But I guess that's what makes Chelan so cool, is because you have like desert and nothing, and all of a sudden a beautiful fucking lake.
Yeah. Yeah, and it got me thinking, Washington's cool, man. There's everything. It's kind of like Texas has everything, but you don't have to drive 12 hours to get to everything like in Texas.
Yeah, was like Spokane's like what, a 4-hour drive, I think.
Yeah, Chelan was 3.5 hours. Didn't feel that long because driving, another thing, driving the 2 east is the most beautiful fucking drive you've ever been on.
Oh yeah.
Like the mountains are amazing and huge and godlike, and you have all this shit to look at.
Oh, for sure.
It's
man.
amazing too.
Pass
Like
through
in the,
Leavenworth.
yeah, it's amazing too. Like when you go like in the spring and freaking the snow's melting, so like you're driving by, and you have like waterfalls like cascading down like the freeway and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing, beautiful.
Dude, it's nice. You could film a whole like nature documentary on that road, just like stopping on
Man.
the side of the road and just filming. It's nice. I'm like, this
is.
state kicks ass. Don't move here. Stay away.
Don't move here. It sucks.
Get out.
Oh
Hate
yeah.
it.
Oh, for sure,
And then
man.
you get the city, and then you just go east a little while. You get the forest. You go east a little bit more. You get like good summer fun. Fucking nice.
It
Well,
is-
hell
it is
yeah.
nice. Dude. The state of Washington is pretty fucking awesome, man. I mean, you get a little bit of everything, like forest, lakes, desert, oceanside. You really get it all.
You got it all.
Hell yeah.
Plus, like everything's mild here. Like we don't get super hot summers. Our
Yeah.
winters are super mild. I guess our spring and fall kind of suck because it fucking rains a lot. But other than that, like everything's pretty mild.
We don't
Yeah.
really have poisonous animals here either. I guess
Whoa,
except
hold
for
up.
murder hornets.
Murder
I guess.
hornets, come on now. They
Yeah,
just
murder
found their
hornets
second
are
one.
coming. Yeah. Jesus Christ. This
Yep.
world.
Yeah, aside from murder hornets, like we don't get hurricanes, no what are they? Tornadoes,
Yeah.
earthquakes are pretty rare. We have a couple of volcanoes, but
Who knows when
those
they'll
are
blow?
devastating,
Though.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the
let's
earthquakes.
say Helen's blue or load.
I mean, like the earthquakes, you never know when that's going to happen. When it does happen,
Yeah.
it's going to fucking suck for everybody. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
For now, it's fine.
yeah, yeah. We'll just wait for it. Hold
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
We'll see what
For
happens.
mountainous, I don't think we have to worry about a tsunami unless you're pretty far down
Yeah,
near the,
well, that's
near the
debatable.
water.
That's debatable.
So you guys right now, Snohomish, you
Uh-huh.
guys are in phase 2.
We are in phase 2, man.
Is that right?
Yes.
We're in phase
you guys in phase
1.5. We're 1.5. And I have no idea what that means, but I guess it's better than where we were. But you guys are in phase 2. What does that mean?
I can get a haircut.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And
Get a haircut, go to a bar. Well, actually,
Ooh, really?
no, we can't go to a bar yet. We can go to a restaurant. Sorry.
some gyms are open.
Nice.
Yeah. We could
I don't know if I'm
hang,
gonna go, but
we could hang out with friends like in our own houses now.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
it's
A lot-
true.
So, like, I woke up to news and stuff. Like, a lot of cases are starting to spike again. We're like hitting a second wave. Some states are talking about reclosing down, which is kind of depressing. I hope that doesn't happen. We'll see how it goes. I think Oregon was one of them. They're hitting record spikes. Like right now, statistically, we're probably higher than we were when we originally closed everything down, which is
Mhm.
crazy. The one thing that though, but like I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm like, well, maybe it's like fake news. Fucking people like to make a big deal about anything. The one thing that hit home to me today was when I opened up my computer and I read that Tenet has officially been delayed. They're
Oh, yeah.
not
That's when you know
coming
it's real.
out. Yeah, that's how I know it's real. Tenet's been pushed back. They're not going to stick to July 17th, pushing it back. Where are we now? Like what now? Now what, John Man?
This is what, man. Instead of going out and watching Tenet, we're gonna go to Disneyland on July 16th instead.
Let's see if it happens.
Well, they opened up their dates, man. Those are the dates that they chose to
Have
open
they?
up. Yeah,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
yeah. They're gonna
Let's see
open
what
up like downtown Disney the week before, and then afterwards they're gonna do reservation on July 16th with Paradise Pier and the California Hotel open, the resorts.
Grab another beer. Hold on one second. Give me 1 minute.
So
Keep
instead of
talking.
watching Tenet, I'm gonna go to Disneyland. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll spend my hard-earned money on.
Yeah. And then if it does come out, you can go see the movie at that one theater that's right there,
Yeah, exactly. The best of both worlds.
which I've never done, but I hear it's a good tradition to go see a movie
I don't know if
at
I'm.
the end of Disneyland.
Yeah, I've never done that either. If I'm gonna do anything while I'm at Disneyland, it's gonna spend more time at Disneyland.
But yeah. Or chill at the hotel, get me some good fucking Disneyland food.
Oh, for sure. I do know that they're not gonna be opening up like their big crowd gatherers, like their parades. They're not gonna be doing that for a while. Fireworks or any of their shows. So pretty much anything that gathers huge amount of crowds, they're not gonna do. So,
Yeah, well, that's a lot. I bet a lot of the Disney employees are relieved because that seems like a thing to do.
yeah, and they're not doing
Set all that up.
like character meet and greets. I don't think they're doing those anymore for a while.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think the
there's a lot
characters
of
will be out,
catching.
but I don't think they'll be doing meet and greets or the breakfasts or anything like that. So
I can't wait to see the approved mascot. No, don't touch me. Like etiquette that they
Yeah.
will certainly employ and have like a standardized way
yeah,
where they're
sure.
like, no,
yeah.
don't fucking touch me with your grubby little hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever heard of germs?
Yeah. Okay.
They'll kill your grandma.
Yeah, I don't know what this sudden spike is from. It's they're saying it's from Memorial Weekend, the 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a
Yeah.
combination of there's just a shit ton more testing. Like at least our governor said, if you have symptoms at all now, go get a test. Before it was, if you know you're super fucking sick, go get a test. And like before if you were just showing mild symptoms, they're like, oh, don't go get a test. Now they're saying, everybody, just go get a test with like even the smallest symptom, go get a test. So I'm sure,
Yeah.
and then in April and March, like we really didn't have that much testing going on anyway. So how can we really get like full blown numbers if we didn't have testings to go through it? John, is that a Beck's beer?
True.
A non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
No. Not non-alcoholic.
Yeah, it is.
They do sell non-alcoholic, but Beck's is normally regular.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have a
They ha-
non-alcoholic
they have-
that I
have
have
both.
bought accidentally before.
Oh, I
And
didn't.
I tasted it and I was like, ugh, what is this?
I did not know that they served a regular beer. I thought it was just strictly non-alcoholic.
Yeah, they got
it's good.
alcoholic beer.
Oh wow, how's it taste, man? Sorry to change the subject on this, but my mind is blown right now.
It's like it's kind of like Heineken.
Mm.
A little less bold taste. It's kind of like a more mild, I guess, watered down Heineken. But I like it. It doesn't give me a hangover. It doesn't make me too drunk too fast.
Oh nice.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like
I guess-
my Sunday evening beer.
Oh, I like.
Ooh,
yeah.
that's nice. Yeah.
I like Sunday evening beers. I had one.
I guess we could talk about that. What are you drinking right now, John, man?
What am I always drinking, man?
Oh, Mac and Jack.
Yes,
No.
yes. Out of the kegerator, Mac and Jack. I went to Total Wine and More. I think last week or the week before, and I was planning on getting a different keg. I was like, you know what? I've had Mac and Jack for 2 straight kegs now. I think it's like I need something different. Because Mac and Jack sometimes I just drink too much of it, to be quite honest.
Mhm.
To be quite honest, Mac and Jack's is good, and sometimes
It's good.
I drink too much of it, and Mac and Jack's I wouldn't say heavy. It's pretty heavy actually. It's filling, and it has a tendency to give me a pretty bad hangover if I drink too much of it.
For sure. Yeah.
So I wanted something different,
Yeah.
and I went to Total Wine and More to go drop off my keg and pick up another one, and they didn't have anything. They had non-alcoholic root beer, a couple like pilsners, which I don't like pilsners or lagers, and then some IPAs, which none of them sounded really good to
They're
me.
hit or miss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They were all brands I've never tried before, so if I got like a really shitty IPA, that'd be a long time to drink that. So I was like, fuck it. I
Yeah.
guess I'll just get Mac and Jacks again, you know?
It's just the one you know.
It is, man.
That's me
Yeah.
when I decide anything that has a menu.
Yeah.
It's like I could like just like broaden my palate. Or I can get something I know is delicious and do that, and then you just do that for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm going to throw down money, I want to get something that I know I like.
Yeah,
That's right.
and
Yeah.
I've done the roulette of kegs before, and it kind of bit me in the ass. I got this one IPA. It was super fucking strong, super hoppy, really hard to drink, and I just did not enjoy going through that keg. Like I was giving people growlers. It was like to go. It's like, here, take a growler, please. Get this beer out of my fridge, you know. So it's tough, you know. Especially like if you get like a quarter keg of it, and you're just like, fuck, man,
Yeah.
this is a lot of beer to drink, especially if you don't like it. I mean,
This is the one that
Yeah.
This is the one I got delivered from Amazon today. It's Brew Free or Die Hard.
I like the
It's
name.
yeah, I went political today.
Yeah.
It's a little florally though. It's a little.
Yeah.
It's like got a little flower aftertaste to it. It's kind of weird.
That's
Little
not-
flower.
Have you ever had
It's a little
the?
rose petal in there.
I think it's a
Sounds
lesion.
like I'm doing gardening, but I guess like America, like freaking, like fields and stuff. I guess yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Have you ever had a Legion Jasmine IPA?
I have not.
I don't
That
think
shit's
so.
good. That shit's good. It's
I haven't had very much Elysian. Like I've had the mainstays, but I haven't really branched out
Yeah.
to all everything they have to offer.
Yeah, I wish they would because I'm kind of tired of their space dust.
yeah.
Like,
It's heavy and it makes me drunk as shit. But give me something tasty. Or
Yeah, I drink a lot of Elysian. There's like a couple of Elysians that I really do like, which is their orange pale ale
mhm.
or their blood orange pale ale, the super fuzz.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's
I like the
delicious.
Super Fuzz.
Yeah, that shit's delicious. But other than that, I don't really like too many of their beers. Like I don't like their men's room red. I don't really care for it. I will drink it if someone else has it, but I'm probably not going to buy it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their IPAs to
It's
me
pretty
taste
mainstream.
mostly like any other person's IPA. Space Dust is good, but I mean, like any other IPA, at least for me, there's only so much of it you can drink before you're just like, no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think my go-tos are, let's say, top 5. Let's say Mac and Jack, Sky Kraken, Bodhisattva, the Pike Place, the Uncle Monkey, I think it's called, like that one, and Tricerahops. Those are my
Oh yeah,
go-tos,
you
I
love
think.
Tricerahops.
I like that Tricerahops. Ooh, it's good.
It is good, man. John, what's your top 5?
My top 5, man, it's hard to say. That's like, it depends on what mood I'm in completely.
Yeah.
That's true.
I can't. As far as Elysian, probably whatever Eric
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. So what is the one type of beer that you just can't stand?
Montucky.
Yeah.
Montucky? So like
I
a
don't like-
lager.
Anything Coors. If you
So
give me
lager.
a Coors, I'm gonna be like, I'll pass.
So like a lager or
Is
a
that a
Pilsner.
lager?
Yeah, lager.
Yeah.
The piss
Like
water.
I can handle Bud Light.
The piss
yeah,
water
but-
lager.
Yeah, don't give me that. Like, and I'm not even being snobby. Like, I genuinely just don't like the taste. It just, I'm not like, well, you're getting, like, I don't care what beer you drink. I respect that. Drink whatever you want. I know people like just love the taste of Coors or whatever and would rather have that over anything else. That's fine, but just don't give me one.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a hard time going to other people's. Like, I guess that's why you always bring your own beer, right? That way, if you don't like their
Right.
beer, you could drink your own. And if you do like their beer, then you just got them a 6-pack. You know?
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the classy thing to do. Like, don't be that wine snob that just shows up and expects them to have this perfect wine for you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if it means that much to you, bring one and teach the person you're going over to or who is coming over about why you like this shit.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I would never
It
tell.
happens a lot, I think.
I would never tell anybody to their face. Like I'm an equal opportunist. If I go someplace and they're serving something, I will drink it and I will keep my comments to myself. And then I'll wait for the podcast and then I'll talk shit about it later. That's
Yeah.
how I roll.
I mean, but then
There
again,
you
you
go.
know, like
That's
you're
the
right, man.
positive.
Like of course you bring your 6-pack, you know, and you're gonna drink your 6-pack. But if you forgot a 6-pack, you're gonna drink the Coors. Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna drink it. You know, you're not gonna go the whole
I'll never
day without
single
drinking
one.
it. You know, and eventually you'll drink enough of them to where it's like, okay, yeah, I like Coors again.
Right? And if you're showing up to the party without any drinks and drinking other people's stuff, then you know what? Like fucking keep your comments to yourself. Fucking drink up your shit and be
Really?
happy
Yeah.
where you're getting.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit.
You know,
I don't want any fucking millennial coming and stuff, not bringing beer, and then coming to the place, grabbing a beer out of the thing, and like fucking making comments about it. Fuck
Oh
you,
yeah,
dude. Fucking, yeah,
yeah, that's bullshit. This is what you're serving to your party. It's like, well,
Right.
maybe you should have brought your own fucking beer then, man.
no,
Right.
Yeah.
There's always someone at the party that like makes a comment about something in that fashion where it's like you use some weird kind of sauce or like, oh, you didn't hand make your sauce and peel your own you didn't grow the tomatoes outside of your own house.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know we were in like fucking Estonia. Sorry.
Is that
No offense to
organic?
Estonia. That was just
Yeah, we
Love
got a
you,
couple
Estonia.
listeners. in
Love you.
Estonia.
Right. Unless you're gonna die if you eat this, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh
Fired
my
up today.
hell yeah!
Fired up, man. I like fired up Thurston, man. You must have not caught any fish in Chelan. That's why you're fired up.
Did you
I
go
almost
fishing
caught
at
a
all?
fish. Yeah, we did. Surprisingly, I haven't been fishing in so long, and I've never been out on a boat lake fishing. You know, usually it's just like a reservoir that's man-made that they throw fish in.
Yeah.
But dude, we just put a piece of corn. Dude used corn bait, which is like a special kind of bait that is actually little kernels of corn, yellow corn, and he threw it in, and like 3 minutes later, it got a bite, and like we were reeling in a fish, and unfortunately, it got out once it came out of the water. It went loose, and I was like, that was infinitely faster than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be out here for hours hours and getting like little nibbles here and there. But no, it was steady. Like we were out there for like maybe an hour and got 3 bites, all of which they got away. But I think because what the fish expert was talking about is a lot of these fish are like super light because we weren't doing like deep sea fishing or like deep lake fishing, that these fish were so light that the hook doesn't like pierce or anything. So it kind of just munches on the hook. And then once gravity takes over, it flops right off the hook.
Gotcha.
Once you stop reeling it in. But yeah, it was great. Another reason Chelan Lake is awesome. You catch fish like crazy.
That is pretty awesome, man. Yeah, I didn't do shit last weekend, man. Actually, like, I didn't do shit. Like, I had like these grand plans to do like a bunch of yard work, and then just fucking rained like terribly, like just destroyed, like at my house. It was just like, fuck this.
I got it. Yeah, dude, it poured.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I got up early on Saturday and I started doing yard work, and like it was like trying to play beat the clock and shit. Like towards the end of the day, it just started like downpouring. As like I'm trying to get stuff in, like I barely made it in time. I still have like the side of the house to take care of, but I did so much yard work, and fucking I'm hoping to do more, but it sounds like there's more rain on the docket this weekend.
Yeah, I think Sunday's gonna be the nice day. Sunday is supposed to be pretty clear.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because last weekend on I think Saturday I was helping Mary do some salon stuff. And then by the time I got home, it was just fucking pouring rain. So I was like, "Yeah, fuck this. Looks like I'm staying in the rest of the day."
Yeah, it sucks. Me.
What are you guys doing this weekend? Nothing.
I'm gonna
Last
try.
weekend we did stuff, so this weekend it's chill time.
Nice.
Cool. I'm gonna try to do some more yard work and stuff. Like I have a big weed problem out here, so I'm trying to like get everything clipped off again. Yeah, you know.
Nice.
I'm trying to get it all figured out. One thing is that the dogs have come in sick a couple times, and I found out I got a couple of forget-me-nots growing in the back. Like I went and I downloaded this app that tells you like what kind of plants or what, and like what kind of weeds or what. Take a picture of it, tells you what it is. Forget-me-nots are like mildly toxic, I guess, to dogs. So like freaking, I went out there, sure enough, like she started getting to the plant out there, and like in the very back of the yard. I haven't even seen this growing yet. Like we have plenty of weeds elsewhere, but I didn't see this patch here. So now that I know it's there, I'm gonna go out and try to clear all that shit out tomorrow. We have some yellow ones on the side of the house over here, and just like fucking like crabgrass each and everywhere.
Yeah, just to let you know,
fucking
Eric.
hard, dude.
Just let you
Hard.
know. Just let you know.
It's a losing battle.
Just let you know, Eric. When you point over there, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about because I've never been to your house.
Here, and over there, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait for you guys to come visit. It's gonna be nice.
It will be nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was giving you shit. I know you moved during the pandemic, so
I did. I never got my margarita machine. I am thinking about getting a hammock. That'll be nice. Because we have like all these trees. We have all these trees in the back, and they're all close together. Like they're perfect hammock proximity. So I can't wait to like get that done.
Nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. I'll send you pictures maybe later. We can post them on the site. We'll see.
Yeah.
Do we have a site yet? No, we don't. Man, we're failures. Oh my god.
Failures.
Horrible.
Dude, Eric, you could have been blogging this whole time about your
have been.
your life as a fucking recluse
Damn it.
on the podcast website.
And I have. I'm pretty much fucking Howard Hughes, man.
Yeah.
Fucking collecting my toenails and shit. I've gone insane. I have gone insane.
You know what's
guys.
crazy about
I
this
don't know what to do
is
about
I
it.
know 2 web developers over here.
Right?
I get it though. You guys don't want to come to work and then get off work.
Yeah, it's
and
like
then
asking
work.
a chef to cook dinner at the end of his shift.
John Man was texting us about fucking coming back into the room to all be together again. Meanwhile, I'm putting fucking Kleenex boxes on my shoes, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah, one of these
Like,
days.
rubbing mouthwash all over my body to cleanse myself.
Wearing a shower cap at all times.
No, we'll be back soon. We'll be back soon live for sure.
I'm sure we will.
Live.
I'm sure we will. I
I
thought,
need a black market haircut
dude,
as well, so maybe we'll make that happen.
you can't.
My issue is my car's a little bit on the fritz right now. So, like, I am trying to ride through this next bit of disruptions at work. If everything goes the way I hope it goes, I am going to have a new car next week. If everything goes the way I hope it goes.
Eric,
So
if you
hopefully
get a
that
new
does.
car next week, you are coming over to my house. We're
And
going
then,
to podcast.
and then I will drive it to your house. I'll drive it to your house.
Hell yeah.
John, just let you know, you don't need to have a black market haircut anymore. You could just go get one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I still kind of want the black market haircut.
Yeah.
Is Studio 10 open yet?
Dude,
That's
they've
the
been
only
open
place
for
I
a
go.
week, man.
Has it?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Is she pretty busy?
Oh, fuck yeah.
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 Sure.
Yeah.
Good,
Sure.
good.
Yeah. She hasn't.
I don't know if you see what's going on, but she's fucking gonna have her work cut out for her over here, dude. This shit is big, boy.
Yeah. She's been.
Fucking
It's pretty much like how
everywhere.
all
Look
of
at
our
that
clients are, man. Yeah. That is big, man. That's huge. It's bigly. You can almost like do a
Huge.
Trump come over with
Bigly.
that right now.
Right? It's glorious.
There's a character that you look like right now. I
look-
can't
I'm
figure
going
it
Super
out.
Saiyan a little bit. Ooh,
Yeah.
I did. Oh, big news. I did dye my beard a while back. It does like wash right out. I was just like trying it out, but like the whole facial thing, like this was all darker about 2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
We didn't pod though, so you guys couldn't see it, which was great. But like fucking it comes out like I do this this grizzly man thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then but it's like it was so hard because it's like it doesn't really stick. I don't know if like my hair is just so white that it doesn't
Yeah.
stick to it.
They're
Like,
just
of
not
course,
leaving
like,
it in
I'm
long
also-
enough.
Yeah, I'm all salt and pepper, but the parts that are white are fucking pure, fucking like Betty White shit.
Yeah.
White as shit, dude. It's like fucking racist white. And stuff.
Yeah.
They're so white.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't think they hold color at all. I don't know what it is. Weird.
I don't know if I saw you on Instagram or what, but it looked like you were kind of growing your beard out a little bit ago.
Oh,
Maybe-
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emily made me cut it. I was.
Oh, did-
I was like I was trying to grow a big beard and stuff, and I had it. Like it was coming out. Yeah, just like that, dude. It was coming out, and like Emily was like, I'm not gonna kiss you with that beard anymore. Like, it's fucking huge. Like it hurts. It hurts to like fucking come in. And I'm like, all right, I'll cut it.
Yeah.
So I
dude,
did.
yeah. Yeah. I could have swore. I was like, damn, man. You could have a pretty
Yeah.
amazing beard.
I was going for it, dude. I was really going for it.
You
but-
just needed to like hold off on kissing her for like 2 months because afterwards it gets a little
Right.
softer, you know?
right.
Like after it
Yeah.
gets longer, it gets
You
I
got
do.
softer.
some beard
It's,
oil on there.
Well, Mary got me this nice shampoo, this like beer shampoo and stuff.
Mhm.
You put it in. I'll tell you what, fucking the conditioner makes everything look so super silky.
Yeah.
Like you leave it in there for a while, it'll just fucking just like silk on up
Mm.
and stuff. Makes it feel all nice, but she doesn't like it. I guess she doesn't like the beard. What she doesn't like the mustache, so I can't have like a fucking big beard with no like I look like an Amish person or whatever. Not that that's
Yeah.
bad.
A little
Not that
Amish.
that's bad. Oh my
You
god!
don't want to
I'll put
send
my
the wrong
foot in my mouth
Amish
right now.
message.
Yeah, damn it! The Amish right now are probably listening from their computers, all pissed off.
Right. They're huge into
With all their,
podcasts. those
with all their
Amish.
electricity,
Oh,
we just lost the Amish community.
we just did.
Yeah, they're
Thank you.
huge online in the online world.
Thanks, Eric. You just sabotaged all of our
Sorry.
listeners.
I'm sorry.
How
guys,
dare
we
you.
We lost the Amish numbers, man.
Oh man. God, next thing you're gonna say is like LA smells like shit or something.
Oh
God.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Oh, yeah. We did get a little flack for that
So
one, but
many
that's fine.
people.
That's fine. You know what? If there is any Amish listening to their podcast, you let Eric know your thoughts and feelings, please.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
Let me know.
So grand plans
Yeah,
this
let's-
weekend. You got some yard work going on. John's chilling. Anything else going on Sunday? Maybe got some dinner plans or what up?
That reminds me, Mukilteo Cafe. Oh God, I said it.
You
I
said
the
it.
words.
You finally said it, John.
Ooh.
Whatever.
We've
Is
been
it
holding
really
out.
that good?
It is
It's
really that
good.
good. Yeah.
The
I've
place
never
is
been.
good.
I gotta go.
We're gonna do it one of these times, man. Once it gets a little bit easier to get into a restaurant, we'll definitely go get some
Hey,
cafe
I
food.
think we have been there. I think we went there the morning after Dark Knight Rises, didn't we?
Did we?
Maybe
No.
we might not have. I don't know.
No.
Breakfast place, a lot of.
Wait, hold on. Did we?
I think we might have after Dark Knight Rises the next morning.
We were really, really hungover though, right?
We were really hungover.
Did we even eat anything?
If you
Maybe
guys
not.
went to
I
a
don't know.
restaurant around there, it was probably there.
Draw Man,
What else is there besides
Speaking
that
of
place?
which, yes.
you recently texted me and admitted that the Dark Knight Rises might be your favorite in the trilogy. Why is
Yeah.
that?
Because the whole tone. Okay, so like
It's pretty apropos for what's going on right now, for sure.
it really is, man. And just like the whole theme of the system versus the people, right? And then rising
and I
above.
give it back to you.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
people.
Exactly. And just like and like everything that's going on right now is kind of like a Dark Knight Rises type scenario.
Yeah.
You know, it's the people marching against the corruption and the system, and some of the people like are just trying to bring everything down, right?
Mhm.
Down to the ground. And it's just like I was watching the movie, I was like, man, this is a fucking genius movie. Just everything about it. Just like
So good.
like
dude.
not having Batman in the movie practically at all, and just having like a broken down, beat up Bruce Wayne. You know, having Bruce Wayne pretty much lose everything, like all of his allies, you know, like Alfred and everything, and still like that didn't like do anything. Or like you would usually expect like something big. It's like, oh, everyone's gonna come back and like defeat this guy. But at the end of the movie, like he was still borderline unstoppable. You know, it's just like pure happenstance that Batman actually beat him. You know,
Yeah.
and like finally, like I don't know, it's just such a great movie, man. Just like everything about it, and Christopher Nolan, like that goddamn genius of a movie maker he is
Right.
like-
Imagine he was able to like fulfill his like true plan if Heath Ledger didn't die.
yeah, and like
Apparently was in the works.
and I love The Dark Knight, but I feel like it's kind of aged a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As-
it has. I was watching
know-
it, and the action when you have a lot of these Avenger movies and like Infinity War that has really great action and stunts, it like it did kind of age.
Well, I kind of feel
And
like
like some of the
yeah,
line deliveries are kind of weird.
I kind of feel like even like the message, like the main message of the movie, just fucking pure chaos, crazy Joker stuff, like complete anarchist. You know, I think even that message
Yeah.
has aged a little bit to where like at least Bane, he has like a motive, and a motive that still stands true like 10 years after the release.
There's an agenda.
You know,
Yeah.
or whatever, 7 years. You know, there's an agenda that still to this day like makes sense of why someone like that would do something like that. You know, and like The Dark Knight, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Like I hold nothing against that movie. It's a fucking fantastic movie, but I feel like, you know, some movies just age and like the message just isn't as clear or as thought provoking as it once was. But for me, like The Dark
Yeah.
Knight Rises, it's still like to this day you're like, man, like that could happen right now, and that is happening right now. Does that make sense?
I will say the opener of that movie, the plane scene, is perfection. Like they just hit it like on every point. That fucking opening scene is amazing. And if I'm going to pod at your house and risk my life, I need to watch it
Yeah.
on your theater system with
I
your
will.
sound.
I will,
And
man.
like that has to be done.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's crazy, man. I love that movie, man. Just like the whole thing. It's just got the rich elite versus the poor. You
Yeah.
know, and it's crazy. You know, it's just fucking, and just like having like this, like maybe Bane was the symbol we needed, and not Batman. You know, like that
Right?
guy
Yeah.
that's like, do you feel in charge right now? Because, you know, if it wasn't for you
It's
know,
almost prophetic. Like
It is.
maybe Bane was the hero of that
Exactly.
story. Actually,
it's
Yeah.
just like kind of like the situation we're in right now, like with police brutality and all this stuff. They're just protecting the rich pretty much. They're protecting their property. They're not protecting the community or the people. Are they? No, they're not. They're protecting very few things, and it's not for our agenda. It's for the rich elite's agenda.
Yeah, the people who pay and sign their checks and stuff.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, the money does come from taxpayers, but there are certain people out there that make sure the money flows,
Yeah. So
and flows
Yeah.
strong.
to make a long story short, there's fucking Dark Knight Rises is an amazing movie. Fucking love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Dark Knight really resonated back when it came out because that was the time of like not so much early, but like when trolling on the internet was kind of like becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
Where just being an asshole and being wild was like a thing and an issue in society where
Yeah.
like the YouTube craze where like let's just make a video where we just fuck with people and like you can get paid and like get recognition for doing just that. Just
Yeah.
chaos sells, and it's sold for really well, and now it's kind of died down, so the message kind of dies down where it's like, oh yeah, Joker, he's no longer like this super cool godlike anarchist, but he's really like, we know what trolls are like nowadays where they're kind of like babies. They're big babies.
Yeah, exactly.
So his character just kind of like suffer from that, and that's sad. But as long as we remember how good it was when it came out, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you that like the whole Dark Knight Rises is really way more akin to like what's happening now.
Yeah.
And does fit. Like if it came out like last year, I think it would have gotten a lot more praise.
Yeah, like
sure.
Because-
Yeah,
or
even-
like maybe this year or something, it would have killed. I
And
think.
you know what's interesting about this movie is like I think you could take Batman out of it and it would still be a great fucking movie.
Yeah, I think so. It would be a great first like villain movie, similar to Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's just villains.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, even if it wasn't Bane, let's just say it was just like some crazy, not crazy, but just like some powerful like gang guy or whatever, and no
Yeah.
Batman, just like that on its own would be a great
Lost
movie.
Eric.
Oh, lost
Yeah.
Eric. Please stay tuned while
Always
we get
losing Eric.
Renteria back in.
I'm back here.
But yeah, so
It's like when the Disneyland ride stops. Please wait while we get the ride back up and running.
yeah.
Don't fucking move.
But yeah, so that's why I sent you guys that text the other day, just because, like, man, it's a fucking great movie, and it's taken me years,
Yeah.
because when Eric and I first saw it, we're like, yeah, it was good, but just it doesn't hold up to The Dark Knight. And for years and years and years, like, it's always been like, man, it's great, but The Dark Knight, and it's just like I finally came to the realization that The Dark Knight Rises is the best out of the three.
I think so. I could see that. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun one.
do agree that Dark Knight Rises is really good, but have you watched Batman Begins recently on Netflix?
Not
I have
recently.
not.
Super strong movie.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and I watched it like 2 days in a row because I liked watching it so much. And I was like, this movie is really good. It's probably the best, one of the best origin stories out there because it's just so well made, and it offers that typical Christopher Nolan, not very traditional storytelling style where he's like jumping around between timelines.
Yeah.
And it just flows so well. Like as you're experiencing the birth of Batman, you're also experiencing Bruce Wayne as a child and how he came to be like messed up in the head Bruce Wayne, but all the while you're seeing messed up in the head Bruce Wayne become Batman, and it just makes the story flow really quickly. but also efficiently and well. And you get to have more Batman scenes after that too, where he's fighting Ra's al Ghul and all that, and like fighting the mob and shit. It was a good movie.
I dig it.
It's never
Watch
on
it
any
again.
lists of people's like all-time great superhero movies. It's always The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, but Begins is super strong too.
I have to check it out again. I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen it since John Man and I watched together. But
Yeah,
it was
Liam
pretty
Neeson
good.
is super cool in that. You have
Dude, that was the
you have all
funnest
the
day.
original Lucius Fox scenes where he's going out to Lucius Fox and getting all of his equipment. Great scenes where they're finding the tumbler and like, dude, do you remember back then when they revealed the tumbler?
It was so
Like
awesome.
the new, that was the most badass shit ever.
Yeah.
So
And it totally
they-
gave me nostalgia.
they did delay Tenet, but in its place, I hear for the 10th anniversary, they're re-releasing Inception, and I would actually leave my house to go see that.
Has it
If
really
you guys
already
were
been
there.
10 years for that?
Yeah, it's been 10 years.
Ah,
Isn't that
2010
crazy?
was when it
Crazy,
came out.
man. Damn.
Yeah, because it
Fucking
was
getting
Batman
old, man.
Begins, then Inception, then Dark Knight Rises, which was kind of why, or Dark Knight, which was kind of why Dark Knight was like so huge because we were waiting for so long for a new Batman one.
Yeah.
And Begins was cool.
Begins was cool. You
But
guys,
we weren't ready for Dark Knight. That shit was like off the chain.
so this new Batman, it's going to be a trilogy. It's been announced. They say. And then the second movie is going to focus on the Joker. As with
I
the
heard
third
that.
movie. They say. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah.
DC.
I would like that to happen.
We're going to get another Joker, man. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah. I mean, DC just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, man. We've talked about this so much on the podcast. They just don't know.
We have.
They're like,
Over and over.
they have like a Joker movie. They're
Yeah.
thinking about like a Jared Leto spinoff. They're like thinking about now there's like this new fucking Matt Reeves Batman, and then like they're gonna have Man of Steel 2. It's like, so you have like all these universes that are not connected at all, which is fine, but it's like, come on, dude, you guys are
Yeah.
just making terrible products.
Yeah, like when it comes to creating a whole cinematic universe, they aren't really doing very well. But if they're trying to go for like, you know how animated movies were before all of this, where they were all pretty much just standalone things. A lot of the times with different voice actors playing the Joker and Batman and Superman, and like there's the Justice League movies, there's the Superman movies, there's Justice League Doom, which is a different universe, and it just goes in that whole rabbit hole of that comic books love to do. And like I honestly don't mind. Like we do have our Marvel Cinematic Universe, so we have that. Like if people want to be experimental with like their Batmans and have like several Batmans, several Jokers, then I say that's cool.
Well, yeah, I
Like,
mean,
give me
like I'm fine.
crazy
yeah,
shit.
like I'm fine with them
works.
not having a universe. You know, I just don't want it to be Star Wars. Ooh, sexy. I just don't want it to be a Star Wars scenario to where we're getting so much fucking Star Wars that no one gives a shit anymore. Because we're getting like so much
Yeah.
Batman and so much Superman and so much of these awesome characters.
Oversaturation.
Yeah,
is
you
the
know?
thing.
So like I love
Yeah, that's
Batman.
scary.
So it's just like I don't want it. I don't want it every year. I don't want Batman every year. I want to be excited
Yeah.
about Batman. You know? Just,
Yeah.
Make me excited about Batman again.
Yeah, and there's a lot of DC comics out there that are fucking amazing that can be one-offs and stuff. Like, you know, like I'm sure someone could name something that I've never heard of from DC Comics that has been released at one point. That's phenomenal that nobody knows about that needs to be told. Like Constantine and stuff.
Yeah.
That Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves, fucking awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of Dark Horse Comics IP that could be utilized.
Sure. Speaking of
That doesn't have
Keanu
to be
Reeves, man,
Hero.
he's gonna have like a big couple years, man. He's Matrix 4, Bill and Ted, fucking, and then John Wick 4.
Yeah, he's huge right now.
Did you guys see the Bill and Ted trailer?
I have.
Yeah.
And like,
What'd you guys think? What's your review?
it'll be bad. It'll be
You
terrible.
think so? I got high hopes and stuff. I think the part that I was worried about was more Alex Winter, but I feel like I totally bought him back in that role, and I feel like the part where I was like freaking extending my belief system was with Keanu Reeves. It just felt like it was John Wick trying to get back into that character, I guess. Maybe that doesn't
Yeah.
work anymore. I don't know.
That's
Seems
how I feel.
different.
Like there's actually an air of just rage behind Keanu Reeves's acting there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he just doesn't want to be there, or that he's like, you've asked this for so long. I'm just gonna get this over with, and I'm gonna go back to making just millions and millions of dollars and building my motorcycles in my garage.
Well, it kind of makes
Like, I don't know, it just doesn't fit that character.
He doesn't
He's
look right
such a
without the
brutal,
beard anymore.
sophisticated
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know. He's like, yeah, I think he's kind of changed his trajectory, like about what kind of actor he was. Like a couple years ago, probably could have bought it, but I
Mhm.
think he just totally changed kind of
Well-
he changed his whole thing, I think.
Well, for a long time,
course
Keanu got
corrected.
a lot of heat and a lot of hate. He almost became like a Nicolas Cage type, right? But he's really turned his career around with like the John Wicks and like some of these like other movies and like cameos he's had, and even like being on
Yeah.
like Cyberpunk, like the new one, that trailer. It's like he's really changed his image, like you said. You know, like he was
Mhm.
heading towards a Nicolas Cage type trajectory in his career.
Yeah,
And-
a lot of goofy
yeah.
characters.
But speaking of like Bill and Ted's, so I don't know if that type of 90s, late 80s, 90s comedy works anymore. Like, look at Adam Sandler. He's still trying to do like that 90s
For sure.
funny airhead type comedy, and it doesn't work anymore. Like,
Yeah,
Adam
it
Sandler
doesn't,
hasn't worked since the turn of the century.
Yeah, one of his movies, Ridiculous Six, right?
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
That's one of 3 movies that has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes because it fell so goddamn flat. And his new one that everybody loves, Uncut Gems, it's not his usual humor. It's him acting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
acting.
Well, he does that
The
every
story.
he does that every now and again. Like he'll hook up with a good director, like Punch Drunk Love or something like that. He'll throw it out and like find a part that's actually right for him. But yeah, like normally I think he's just like a lazy person, I guess. I don't know. Like fucking
It kind of seems that way a little
the
bit.
majority of his movies are shit. Like
Yeah.
they all take places in like tropical area. Like it's like
Yeah,
it's
he
just-
always has this smoking hot wife, and he's
Yeah.
always just ridiculously rich.
Like, I don't really
he
care.
makes movies for like a vacation and like to get away type thing. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
he-
like
Whatever.
his
He makes
not-
movies
Every
for,
now
like-
and again, he'll make
Yeah.
a gem. Every
No.
now and again,
He
he'll-
makes
he'll hit
movies
dirt.
for people flying on a plane to vacation, and they watch it because it's the only fucking movie they offer.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I hope my hotel is like that. And that's all it's good for.
I mean, yeah, every now and again he'll make a gem, but like mostly,
Like what's that movie? Jack and Jill? Is that real? Like what
Yeah.
the fuck were you
That's real.
thinking?
Yeah.
Holy Christ!
I think like the last
not
like
good.
good Adam
You
Sandler
got
movie.
Al Pacino in that movie, dude. You got Al Pacino in that movie. What the fuck?
I think his best movies are the ones he's not in and the ones he produced, with like the Happy Madison.
Yeah.
You know, those are the best ones.
Grandma's Boy, that was good.
Grandma's Boy was good. Like I think some of his like romantic comedies are funny. Like 50 First Dates was good in my opinion.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was his golden era.
Yeah, but
Golden age.
But
of
I
Adam
never really
Sandler.
cared. Like I'm gonna be completely honest. I never cared for his humor. Like the whole.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I like the Billy Madison and fucking Happy Gilmore. I never thought they were really that funny. You know, like I watched them. I
That
was
killed at my mom's side of the family.
What was that?
The small town that killed on my mom's side of the family,
Yeah.
like the small town gathering.
Yeah.
This is all Adam Sandler references.
I mean, I've watched most of his movies because everyone else did. And it's like, I just never really got it. Maybe I'm not a funny guy, though.
Yeah. You just don't know comedy.
I guess I
You're
don't.
not into it. But yeah, that's kind of where Keanu Reeves was heading. He got really lucky with John Wick,
Yeah.
and just the internet loves him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was when they caught wind of the fact that like his sister died and his
Yeah.
girlfriend died, like very
He's-
close together.
Dude, is there
and
cops
he
at your
just-
house?
Right.
Horrible.
John,
life.
look out your
Just
window.
a
Is there
horrible
cops at your
life.
house?
No.
Like, I see like flashing blue lights right behind you at your window.
Oh, he's probably playing Grand Theft Auto or something.
That's a door. Oh,
Oh,
that's my
there it is.
computer.
Oh, I
my
see those
computer.
lights. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I have some RGB, on my computer.
Oh,
Oh, I
gotcha.
get it. I get it.
I was like, John, what's going on there, buddy?
Yeah. We actually had to call some people after our long camping vacation or long camping trip. It was just like 2 days. I say long, it wasn't. But like day one, we were out there. We asked Vanessa's sister to watch the cats, feed the cats, and someone was parked in our spot.
Yeah.
And it's a reserved spot, and it says in big bold letters on the parking spot, reserved, and it has a number on it, and it says reserved, and they just parked there, and like it pissed us off, but she was able to park somewhere else, feed the cats and stuff, and then she comes the next day, and it's still there. And it's filled with like graduation balloons and all that. It was clearly someone who was visiting like the local high school,
Yeah.
and to see like their graduating student, whoever it was, like someone's mom or aunt or whatever. So we're like, all right, they're probably just in town. They don't get it. They don't get that everyone's spot is like gold here around the Seattle area. And so we left it there. Like the third day when we come home, we're coming home at like 4 p.m. the next day. It's still fucking there.
Oh, damn.
And we put out a bulletin and everything, and nobody said anything. Like last thing we did of the day, like at 7 p.m., we called the tow truck and say like, all right, you got to get it out of here. Like we gave them ample opportunity. It says reserved right on there.
For sure.
Like, all right, it's time to get it out of there. Sorry, whoever's mom this is. Like, we didn't want to do this, but, it had to happen.
Yeah.
So the tow truck comes, lifts it up. Literally, as they're backing up with the car, I guess the relative of that person drives by, and, like, at that exact moment, of course,
Oh, yeah.
drives by, and he's like in a car, and he's like gesturing very heavily to the tow truck driver and the security guy that we called to get it towed, because you have to call security to ask to get it towed because they won't tow on property
Uh-huh.
without their permission. And like literally at that point, this guy drives up, so he's like gesturing and stuff, and is like pointing at the spot, saying that, like you could hear him saying that like that was the only spot open, and he's like, well, it was reserved, so you got to get it out of here. And he was like, oh, whatever, and he drove off like very quickly in a huff and stuff. So they took the car away. We didn't know if they let it down for him or whatever. I doubt it, but we were like, let's wait to park our car like another
Yeah,
day
no
so
shit.
they can forget about their rage for a little while, because I don't want my car to be keyed.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it was amazing, dude. It was in the spot for 3 days. The second we decided, all right, let's get it out of here, the driver comes by and starts yelling at the tow truck driver and the security guy, and I felt bad. It's like, I don't want to tow someone's car. Yeah, they're in my spot, but there are other spots. But 3 days, come on. Can
Yeah.
you read?
I mean, you do
You
pay
can
for
read
that.
reserve
you know.
right on there. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Well, that was just insensitive of him. So he got the message, apparently, though. Eventually.
Yeah, my car doesn't have any holes in it, so that's good.
That is good.
That's
man.
good.
That
I
is
was
good.
like, you're an asshole for not telling your aunt or whatever that this is a reserve spot.
Yeah, no
should have told
kidding.
him what's up. Like, when I first moved here, you stop by any parking spot, you're towed in like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that's been my luck, at least.
I remember buying
You
a
get
car.
towed fucking quick.
So the first car I bought here, I remember it was down south a little bit. Because when Mary and I first moved up here, we only had one car. I remember buying the car from him. I was like, all right, well, I bought the car from you. Like, I think I gave him like half the money or most of the money or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. Like, I got the keys and everything, right? And then the next day, like, while it, like, so it was in front of his house. So I bought the car from him and I got the keys and everything. Oh, it needed a spare tire or a tire or whatever. So I went and got a tire for it. And the next day, that motherfucker got it towed.
What?
So it was at his house, like just parked on the street. And I bought the car and I just needed a tire. So I went up north, got a tire. And then like the next day I was going to go down and get, and just put it on and then drive the car up here. That motherfucker got it towed. And then now it's in my name. Fucking, I bought the
Wow.
car. Like, I have the keys. It's like, that son of a bitch, man.
Dude, asshole of the year
Yeah,
award.
dude. It's
Oh
like,
my
I didn't have a
God.
lot of money when we first moved up here. So it's like, I like fucking bought this like $1,000 car so I could get around. Then it got
Dude,
fucking
that's
towed.
That's the most fucked up bullshit thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. No, I was fucking pissed, man.
Oh
It's
my
like at that
God.
point, it's just like, do we leave it there? It's
Or-
going to cost more to fucking get it out of impound than I paid for the car,
Yeah, for sure.
you know? But yeah, that
Jesus.
fucking sucked. And then it turned out to be a
I mean,
big piece of
ring
shit car,
his
but
doorbell. I say that, but I wouldn't.
yeah.
But I want to ring his doorbell and just be like, "What the fuck, you asshole!"
Yeah,
Jesus. That pisses me off. That's rage inducing. God damn.
Yeah, it was rage inducing, man. Fucking, like, starting off here, like, I did not have, like, the best of luck in Washington State. Oh, fuck, man. But I'm here now, doing well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did it.
Fuck
We
that
did it.
guy.
Yeah,
He's probably dead or something.
yeah, maybe.
You know, I heard this great thing from the internet that really gives you a whole new perspective, or at least it did for me, is that everyone that has ever pissed you off or annoyed you is going to die
Yeah,
at one point.
it is true.
And I just thought about that and I was like,
You're
yeah.
like, that's nice. Yeah, yeah, for
That's
sure.
comforting.
Yeah.
So like everybody that cut you off and just totally like almost killed you on the road, yeah, they're gonna die at one point. Somehow, somewhere, some way, they're gonna die.
Sometime.
Yeah, you are
Sure.
too, but whatever.
We're pretty much halfway through June. Like fucking
Mhm.
time is just flying. Like whatever.
Yeah.
John, man, do you have any? I'm curious. Are you making? Have you already just said no, or like what are your thoughts? Because to all the viewers out there, John Man has always been Mr. 4th of July.
Yes, I have been.
Always, like
Yep.
consistently throughout all the years. You want a 4th of July party, you go to John Man's house. You're
Yep.
gonna get fucking American flags. You're gonna get Journey. You're gonna get fucking karaoke. You're gonna get drinks. You're gonna get
Yep.
bonfires, fireworks, fucking up into the sky. You are gonna get your money's worth going to John Man on 4th of July.
Yep.
This is a little bit different though this year.
It
Do
is.
you have any plans as far as we're about halfway through June? It's pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Have you just pretty much given up on 4th of July, or are you planning anything spectacular? That's what I'm asking. Boo, doo, doo, doo. Oh my God. John Man has just taken off. He's taken off his shirt and he's turned it inside out. And now he has an American flag, USA shirt going on. What is this, John Man?
You know,
What does that mean?
I will never give up on the 4th of July party.
Okay.
Will it be as big as past years? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
And I don't even know if I get fireworks. I know Boom City, they're not selling fireworks this year.
Mhm.
And that's where I usually get the boom. That's where my neighbor gets the boom, actually, the fucking car alarm setting off fireworks. So I don't know. I think if I do something, it will be maybe a smaller get together. Still have the drinks, still have the journey.
That'd be nice.
Probably not have the fireworks. I would say probably not so much on the fireworks, but honestly, I don't know. For one, I don't know how comfortable people are going to be coming over to my house at that time. I think phase 3 will happen. Like, let's see.
Yeah.
Phase 3 will be. Actually, I don't know.
Maybe in
July.
see.
So like, I don't know. It's really a toss up. Like, honestly, it could be just like a couple days before type thing. Like, hey, come over to my house if you want. I do know Kayla's gonna come. Kayla.
Cool. Yeah.
She's gonna come. I think it'll just be smaller than normal. It won't be like this big.
I guess I could still sing "Don't Stop Believing" in a mask. Like, it's still
Yeah.
possible. I could
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. If the masks are your thing, wear them.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. It's kind of a toss up right now. I want it to happen, but I don't know.
I just don't want to get flack for not. I don't know if this is what you guys were talking about. Get flack for not social distancing when it's still
for
out
sure.
there,
It's always-
quote unquote, or whatever.
There's always that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I have probably about half of the people I know. Either they're taking it really seriously or they're not taking it at all. Like the social distancing, the phase 2, the coronavirus. Either they're going full blown or they're not going at all. I'm kind of like stuck in the middle because like I do wear a mask at work and I wear a mask in public, but I had some company over last weekend. I didn't wear a mask and we sat around my table.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And now you have a cough.
Yeah.
Now my fever is at 103.
So I don't know. It's tough though, man. Like I want to say like I'll have a big ass party, but I probably won't. But like if
Can you explain to our viewers out there what happens when "Don't Stop Believing" starts playing?
yes, so a bunch of my
What do-
old friends
What do
and
we
I,
do?
a bunch of my old friends and I, we started this drinking toast to "Don't Stop Believing," and it's like a lot of people do it now. Maybe we started a trend.
Do they?
This was like
Oh,
I've seen like my big friend group or my acquaintances from Idaho, like we've been doing it for like 15, 17, like fucking 15 years, right? So during this "Don't Stop Believing," it starts, you hold your beer up high, cheersing everybody, and you don't take a drink until the "Don't Stop Believing" part.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yeah. So it goes through like the whole verse, and once everything comes on and like the guitars and drums and everything, it's
Yeah. So good.
yeah,
So good.
It's great, man.
It's an experience. A John Man's party is an experience. I wish everyone could know what that's like and stuff. It's definitely it's a sight to behold.
Maybe
For sure.
like
I know the food's good.
I'll probably still try to do a party this year. It'll probably just be smaller. Instead of like having 30 people over, I'll probably just have like 15,
Yeah, that's true.
Just,
Cool.
it's kind of tough too, because I do have an old dog that he gets worked up now and so
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't want like too much
He's
stress
like
on
an
him and
old
stuff,
man with kids on his lawn.
Yeah, so I'd have to lock him up for the whole day, which isn't too big of a deal. Like he's usually fine with it. But so I don't know, this coronavirus thing. It's really this was supposed to be my
Nuts.
This was supposed to be my 4th of July year, man. 4th of July on a Saturday.
Come on now.
You
It's
know?
true, dude. Come on now.
Like, this was supposed to be my 4th of July year. I don't know. Maybe it'll still happen, man. Maybe it'll still happen. Got to make it work, right?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Whatever
We'll-
they allow,
We'll just let
you'll
you
have.
Yes, exactly. Just let you guys know you are invited. So,
Right on.
also,
You know, I'm going for those John Man whatevers. I don't even know what you're making, but I know it's going to be juicy and
Delish.
delicious. And hopefully has cheese on it.
so can you give us? I don't want to bring the podcast down at all, but
Yeah.
can you give us a update on Odie? Like before, we were. I mean, a couple episodes passed.
Mhm.
It's very sad episodes that we've had
Yeah.
in the past talking
Mhm.
about Odie.
Mhm.
Like just like, oh my god, they've only given him like so long to live. Oh my god,
Yeah.
they gave him like, oh my god, 2 months to live. Oh my god, like
Yeah.
freaking this gonna happen. Like we're about like a year after that now, and Odie's still alive. Why is that?
Well, it's not a year; it's 6 months. But anyway,
Okay,
so
well,
so I guess you could listen to. I'll make a long story short. Listen to some of the past episodes.
Yes,
But my dog does have aggressive bone cancer, right?
he does.
And he got. We first noticed it Christmas Day, pretty much like around
That's
Christmas
right.
time.
It's Christmas. Yeah.
So, and he took him to his normal vet. They told us to go see a specialist because they thought he had cancer. Took him to a specialist. He ended up having cancer. And that was in January. And they started him. Like, it was on like this whole, like, oh, he probably has a month to live without any medications, without chemo, and without all this stuff. Or he has 3 months to live with chemo and all, those medications and stuff. At first, we didn't want to, because we thought he would have to be sedated every day or every time his chemo came on, and which was like really super sad. He hated being sedated. He just would whine all night because like he's high as fuck and everything. So, and we just didn't want to put him through like all this pain of like going in to doctors every other day and like just being in pain and like getting super skinny and not being able to walk because of chemo and stuff. So we went like 3 weeks, maybe a couple of weeks without doing any, like just thinking about like how to go with Odie. And we had like a really good talk with the doctor and like, hey, it's not going to make him too sick. He's not going to get super skinny, all this stuff. So we started him on chemo, and then the corona happened, and then we put him on a different chemo, which we have to give him a mist or a pill every night because they just, can't see him as much, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he just went for his blood work last week. His liver values are good. Like his blood work came out really good. They're very happy with like he has no lameness in his leg anymore. Like he could walk. He walks just fine. And like the doctors are very, very happy.
Odie's the fighter. Man.
Right on.
Like that dog, like I swear to God, he's fucking immortal, man. Like he's been through like tumors before, like 3 years ago, taken out, and it's just like, so they give him like 2 months to live, like maybe tops 3, and it's been 6 right now. And he just,
Wow.
He-
Yeah.
he
That's
really
awesome.
doesn't have like any signs of slowing down, to be quite honest, man. Like
Yeah, it's amazing, dude.
I don't want to get my hopes like super up, but like my hopes are fucking up, man. Like they're
Yeah, for
up
sure.
because my dog is just he's acting just fine. Like he's acting like he's not even sick at all,
Well, he's not ready.
That's awesome.
Like, fuck it, man.
Yeah. He's like, there's still boxes of treats out there I gotta
Yeah,
eat,
right?
So like it's really good news, man. Like I'm fucking super
That is
happy.
great.
Like
It's great.
yeah, he's like outlived his expected life by like 3 or 4 months already.
Mhm.
And then like when he got his big tumor, his spleen removed like 2 years ago, like the doctor then said he had a different type of cancer. And they were like, oh, it will, it's slow growing, so he'll die of old age before he, dies of the cancer. But it's like
It's good.
Right.
now he is on chemo, so like he has 2 different types of cancer right now, and he's just acting just fucking fine, which is
That's
fine with me, man. I fucking every single day I have Odie here is amazing. So he's doing good, man. He is doing good.
Let's
Hell
give it
yeah.
up.
You're like
One drink for Odie, man.
yeah. Like sometimes I forget. Like sometimes I forget if it wasn't for his medication that we have to give him every single day. like I would forget that he has cancer.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Thank God for science.
exactly, man. Eric, you're looking a little bone dry right there with your beer,
Yeah. Can you guys give me 1 minute to go refill?
dude. Take
You
your
have
time.
30 seconds.
Man. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're gonna play the
All
don't.
right.
Me and John are right here gonna hum in our minds. Don't stop believing, and we're gonna do this without
I'll
you.
run, man.
Dun, 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 dun,
I can make that
dun,
intro.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I'll leave the intro to you because I don't know it. I just know the hook.
Oh, yeah. But how are your cats doing, man?
They're doing good. They're on a diet, so they're kind of pissed off all
Yeah.
the time. But they're looking good. They're looking thin and nice.
So like their medications.
Not so fat.
So did your one cat's eye ever go back to normal?
Yeah, it did. He lost his if you didn't know, one eye was like dilated as hell and one was very skinny. So I took him to the vet. Turns out he had worms that were affecting his nervous system. Something you very much don't want. He got like one shot, cured it immediately because parasites are pretty easy to take care of.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been doing fine. His main issue is that he's just fat.
Yeah.
And he needs to be less fat because he's learned how to ask. He's trained me to feed him, not the
Yeah.
other way
Yeah.
around. So I've been working at training him to eat just twice a day.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is I work from home all the time. So over time, he's learned that if he meows loud enough, I'll like just shoot him some dry kibbles, you know, and stuff. But what I've been doing now is just giving him a pretty good sized meal in the morning, good sized meal in the evening. And that gives him the right amount of nutrients that he needs throughout the day, but he thinks that he just needs to snack all day.
Yeah.
Which I feel bad because like every 4 hours or so, I'm like looking through the pantry like, what am I going to fucking eat in here? And he's like yelling at me while I'm doing that. And I'm like, no, you can't eat.
Well, you just
It's like, sorry, but you don't have the metabolism of old Thirsty over here.
why don't you just
If you did, you could eat all you want.
why don't you just take like what you would feed him in a day with both meals and just spread it out 4 times or something like that, so he feels like he's getting more food.
Yeah, but that's just more work for me and whoever is taking care of him in that time period. I want to be able to just feed him twice a day, which is kind of what you want, maybe 3 times a day with like a treat in the center, you know?
You know, I've been
But
very
like more than that, that's a lot of work.
I've been really lucky with Odie feeding. Like he's a treat dick. Like he wants his treats. But I've been really lucky with his food that we've always open fed Odie. So like he'll just eat when he's hungry, and then we'll fill up the bowl, and then like he won't touch it for like a day and a half. Then he'll eat, or he'll eat twice in one day. He just eats when he's hungry. You know, he's
Yeah.
we've never had to worry about overfeeding him because he's not going to eat the whole fucking bowl, and if you fill the bowl, he's not going to eat it again, you know. So, which has been really nice. It's nice to have a open fed dog because you just fill up the bowl, he'll eat it when he wants to, and he won't eat it when he doesn't want to. And sometimes he'll just eat half of it and then like save the other half for later or whatever, you know.
I wish my cats would do that. They eat and then throw up and then eat some more and then throw up again.
Oh, and dude, and cat food's the worst,
they don't
man.
understand.
Cat food's the worst because they have like these weird dyes in them and shit that just dyes the carpet, and then like you can't get that shit out.
Yeah, we got them some like limited ingredient stuff that I don't think has any dyes in it.
Yeah.
They've thrown up and it has come out, so I don't know if they have dyes.
Yeah, well, you know,
because it looks disgusting.
In my old life,
I
was a carpet cleaner, so yeah, you can always
You've
tell.
seen it all.
I've seen it all, dude. I've fucking seen it all, man.
Also, cat food was, or just like cat vomit was a big thing.
Oh yeah, well, cat vomit, cat piss. Cats are bad, man. Like for your carpet, like
Yeah.
if you don't have like when cats markings, like dogs when they pee on the floor and they mark, yeah, it sucks. But you cannot get cat marking out of your carpet or your walls or whatever. Like their spray, it's fucking borderline impossible. That shit is sticky and disgusting, and it smells, and it just you can't get it out, man.
Mm. I've never had a cat spray, thank God. They've all been fixed to the point where they don't. I hear they can spray even if they're fixed, but usually only if they were able to grow up with balls and create that habit.
Yeah,
But ours were rescues, so they were already ballless when we got them.
good.
Nice.
And they don't spray. They look like they're gonna spray occasionally, like they get in that position, but nothing happens. So I'm like, yes,
That's good.
none of that. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. That would have probably made me less loving to cats, I think.
Yeah,
My cats are just so good, I guess.
yeah. You know, it's
Just in attitude.
I mean, you
and-
got lucky, man. Like some of these people's cats are fucking assholes, man. Like Mary was lucky with her parents' cats too. They're like they're good cats or were good cats, I guess. But some of these people's cats, man, they're just fucking assholes. They like tear up everything. They shit not in their litter box. You know, I mean, but I guess that goes for like dogs too. Some people just have fucking terrible dogs. You know,
Yeah.
you know.
And I guess that boils down to, like, if you have a terrible dog, that's wholeheartedly on the owner because dogs kind of listen very well.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
not
like they're
that
pretty
hard to
trainable.
train. Yeah. Cats kind of in the same way, not very much trainable, but in a way where like you can make your home life better if you just treat the cat a little bit better. Like they're not going to shit on the floor if you give them fresh litter constantly to dig up, and that's kind of the thing. Like my cats will shit somewhere else if they don't have fresh litter, you know.
Yeah, man.
You gotta know how to treat them. Or else they turn into assholes.
It's one thing I have, like, so I've been wanting a tattoo for a while, right? Like, I have a idea for a tattoo. And, like, since Corona happened, like, obviously you can't get a tattoo. But now that the shops are open, I was like, man, I should fucking get in, man. Like, get a tattoo. Because I haven't had one in years. I've been thinking about tattoos I've wanted to get for a while. And I have, like, 4 or 5 ideas. And then, like, the Corona hit. And it's like, man, there's nowhere to go. So it's like, it's crazy, like, when the Corona hit, like, how much stuff you actually want to do, like, now that you can't do it. And, like, tattoos was,
For
like, one of
sure.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am happy
Wait,
things are opening up, though.
Yeah. Where are you gonna get your tattoo?
I got a couple, like, I'm going to get one, like, on the top of my elbow part, you know, on the opposite side of my star.
Oh yeah, like right in the inseam right there.
Right in the inseam, fill that up. And then I'm going to get our old band logo right there. The Eros logo, the one with the
shit.
card.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just
Remember it.
because I got my old
Oh,
band from
yeah.
Idaho
Yeah.
on there, so it's like might as well put my my other band on there.
Where are you gonna get done at? The Arrows? Where?
Right here, like on the
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
the
bro.
inside of my
Oh,
bicep.
man.
Well, Eros was a painful
Woo!
time, man.
It was, yeah. Good way to remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. What are you guys most looking forward to, like in the next few months? Like summer's about ready.
PlayStation 5.
Yes.
PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Boy.
Summer's about ready to hit, man. Like next week, I think after like the first couple days, like I'm taking the top off the Jeep this weekend because next weekend is
you?
supposed to be fucking nice, or next week. Yeah. So like we're in summer territory. There's no baseball. There's no sports. There's nothing going on right now. What are you guys most excited about for this coming up summer?
Probably asking the wrong person. I have no idea what's going on out there anymore. Like, what are there things? Are they?
Something
Are
that's
they
not
gonna-
really summer related. I'm building Vanessa a new computer. I just got the case for it, the chassis, as it
Oh
were.
yeah.
Mint green, all girly and stuff. We got her a Mobo, and we're gonna get like a CPU and like power supply over time. And we got her a desk as well. So like we'll be, you can see the desk there.
Oh nice.
We'll be like side by side PC gaming and shit.
That'll be
She'll
fun.
have her own computer
That's cool.
because she knows how much fun I have on this computer,
Yeah.
and she wants in on the fun.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna slowly but surely build that over the summer, probably end about the winter.
What kind of specs are you gonna
As
put in?
we-
Are you gonna make it as good as yours or better?
As at least as good as mine,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So how much is that gonna set you back?
If you do it right, like less than $1,000,
Nice. That'll be good.
which I do have a lot of extras, so probably less than that.
Yeah.
But that's over the course of like a few months too,
Yeah.
and it'll be something that she will love to play, and she also wants to stream as well, which I think she could do really well at doing. Do really well at streaming, just because she's super talkative person, super bubbly, really meticulous at like the games that she does play, super meticulous and always looking at the best way online, which is really good for the streamer type.
Yeah. Nice. Well, sounds like a fun project.
It does.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Having the desk right here and organizing is really nice. Like, that's where the desk is now is awesome. And we have the couch right here too, still ready. What I want to do is maybe get some kind of TV or maybe use one of these displays and use it as like a movie TV, and then we can use the couch as kind of a viewing area, you know.
Oh yeah. Make it more like
Guests can sit.
an entertainment room or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something that someone can chill in or like use as a spare room as well.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the couch because it's super comfy, super squishy. Everyone that sleeps on it says it's pretty good. I don't know if they're being polite
Yeah.
or what, but they say it's fine.
So are you planning on staying at your apartment for a while?
Yeah, hopefully do another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys' plans after that?
It's great. Dude, I don't know. There's not a lot of places that offer a better deal in this area,
Yeah.
and we have a pretty good deal already.
You guys are gonna
Dude, I just read a great
It's hard to
article
find.
today that the fucking housing market's gonna fucking crash like a motherfucker. So like,
I
I'm
hope
really
so.
hoping that
Yeah.
happen. It's gonna
Yeah, me
happen,
too,
dude.
man.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, I hope so, man, because I am in a position to buy.
Just
right
be
now.
ready for it, dude. Yeah, be ready for
I'm
it.
ready for it, man. I'm in a position.
Save up.
As soon as it happens, I'm gonna buy a fucking house, man. I'm not gonna let the market get past me again because it got past us
Oh yeah, for sure.
like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just like
Yeah.
like this house on the corner from our house. It went for like $220,000. Now it's like at fucking $500,000. It's like, dude, we missed the boat on that big time.
Right, for real.
So,
Yeah.
but I also heard that this area is not really going to get affected by it too much. I heard that we might see a little bit of a dip, but since interest rates are so low right now, and like people are still making money around here, like you got so much tech
Yeah.
industry people. You still got Boeing, which is still employing people.
There's still a lot of people out of work out here though. Like
There is.
the grace period of evictions is about to run out here.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. So we'll
Yeah.
see like
Well-
exactly what's going to go on here. Pretty
Well,
soon.
the problem with a lower housing market like that is what you're like in that scenario is the reason there's going to be a big, huge influx of inventory is because people are losing their houses, which just
Yeah.
means it's going to be worse
It's
for our area altogether anyway. So I think before people go through losing mass houses like we did in 2008, I think something will probably be done because I don't know if like this state will let that many people lose their houses like that, like they did before. There's just not enough places to rent or buy right now to be able to accommodate all those people that are going to lose their house.
My girlfriend just sent me this article right now
Mhm.
about this guy, Michael Floor in Seattle, our
Mhm.
hometown,
Mm-hmm.
who was a COVID patient,
Mhm.
hospitalized for 2 months, almost died. He pulled out, he made it, and then he just got a bill for $1.1 million for his time in the hospital that he has to pay back.
Yeah.
Fucking, why not just die? Like, how are you gonna pay that shit back?
You know, I'm just becoming a vagabond.
$1.1 million? What the
Yeah.
fuck is that shit?
Yeah, that's terrible, man. But that is fucking, that's big business taking it away from everybody else, man.
Kill me. Just kill me. I don't want to fucking owe that money.
Well, the dude, and
Yeah, that's why
Well, the
I'm
thing-
not married.
well, the thing is, man, we both live in this state, right? And there's obviously some political bullshit going on there.
Yeah, there is.
Right.
There is.
Some political bullshit. You have to think eventually, like in the state that we're in, like why isn't like COVID related healthcare taken care of right now?
Mhm.
You know, because like some places are, you know, like we were supposed to be able to have insurance and stuff like that. Like, why is it in our state that we don't have that yet? Like, you shouldn't get a bill for $1.5 million because you had COVID.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah,
just,
what happened to all the state money that was supposed to pay for COVID procedures that we heard so much about? That no, you weren't gonna completely lose your life by getting COVID. We got it. We need you for like research and shit.
yeah,
That's a big lie, I guess.
I don't know, man. Like this whole thing is very fatiguing
It is.
between
Tired.
local government and federal governments and just the constant bullshit that we have to deal with daily just to get an answer, a straight, real answer from people is draining.
Can I get one real answer from you real quick, John Man?
Yes.
One real answer. We've gone through a big journey with each other, and
Mhm.
I know you. I know exactly who you are, dude. Like fucking,
Mhm.
I have been through the shit with you, and I get it. You have been a great instigator, though, this whole time through the podcast, trying to keep conversations going, and like fucking like trying to start arguments and stuff, like to keep stuff clear. But I
Mhm.
know exactly who you are, dude. I know, like fucking, I've been there with you.
Mhm.
Fucking, I know it. After everything you know now, and after this whole time we've been through,
Mhm.
tell me right now your honest opinion of Donald J. Trump.
I'm gonna say the same thing that I said the last time we talked. Is that guy's a fucking piece of shit, man.
Okay, good.
That guy's
Thank
a
you.
piece of shit.
All right. I
Yeah,
just want to have it on record.
yeah, dude. I'll be the first one to say, man. I've said that multiple times, man. Like,
Cool.
yeah,
That's all I needed.
That's
That's
all
all
I
I need to
needed.
hear.
Yeah.
I'm done. Anyway, join us next week on the next.
No, dude, that guy is a real piece of work, man. That guy is a fucking.
like a punk, like
Yeah,
a fucking
dude,
punk
like-
ass bitch, dude.
You know, he reminds me a lot of like he wants to be like a dictator, like a true blue dictator, like the way his Twitter account is ran, and the way he speaks, like he wants to be like a complete authoritarian dictator, to where like my say is the only say that matters, and if you disagree with me, I'm gonna send the fucking military to your house, type of guy. You know what I mean? Like that guy is
Mhm.
just a fucking piece of shit. Like the way he, like when like these protests first started and the Black Lives Matter movement started happening again, as it should, like he just instigated the whole thing and pretty much was like, no, these guys are fucking terrorists and don't protest at Washington D.C. tear gassing people, you know,
Yeah.
just like fucking like
He's like
the next day
the party.
you know, the next day talking
Yeah.
about the economy and how George Floyd would be so proud of the economy right now. It's like, dude, how the fuck dare you? How the fuck dare you mention this guy's name in one of your fucking economy briefings and one of your fucking campaign trails? Like, dude, you don't have the right, dude. Like,
Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck because he's fucking dead, dude.
yeah,
He's fucking killed.
this and the fucking Donald Trump, man, like he has no moral fucking compass at all.
Yeah, he's like the real world Vince McMahon.
Dude, and
It's
like it's
the
sad.
real life.
It's sad for one
And
we
that's-
voted for him. Like
That's
the people
why
that,
we need the real world fucking Steve Austin to combat
Yeah.
this guy. Where is he? Where is the real world Steve Austin
I don't know, man. Like
to
fucking
push back?
dude, it's
the
pretty
real
bad
world
when like
Cena.
Republicans are like, "Hey, I'm not voting for this guy." You know, you know, when you have George W. Bush saying, "No, don't vote for that fucking guy. That guy is fucking nuts." You know, he'll sick the fucking military on you. And you know, I don't get it, man. Like, I really don't get people that are actually like true blue Trumpers. Like, I don't understand like how like they could see this guy and like feel okay inside for supporting what he does. It's like, how I don't understand
Yeah.
like how you feel like this is okay, like what he says and what he does, you know.
That's crazy. What really blows my mind too is that how over the weekend we had the Seattle mayor saying that we're not going to use tear gas on these protesters and stuff. I woke up Monday morning to videos of tear gas just being dispersed over the city of Seattle. It looked like fucking RoboCop, like when the police went on fucking strike in the movie RoboCop and everything was crazy. That's what it looked like. It's like, oh my god, like we're like right there on the prefaces of a war zone. It's crazy.
Mary and I watched those protests every single night last week, like from even like pretty much since it first started. Like there's a couple people. I'll name drop right now. This guy's a great independent journalist, Omari Salisbury on Facebook. He's been live streaming from the front line the whole fucking time.
Nice.
And he's like this independent journalist. He's getting like interviews with Carmen Best and interviews with the police, like actually going out there and like giving people like the police view and everything. He's with the protesters. And dude, that guy's been fucking amazing. He's commentating the whole time too of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And what like broke the camel's back, or the straw that broke the camel's back with him, is he wasn't a part of the protesters. He was just being a journalist, right? He was, I think last Friday, I think it was. He was actually like there. They were peacefully demonstrating. The police pretty much told everybody to move back 5 feet, and he like got hit like with the grenade of flashbang grenade. Like he actually hit him, and then like the tear gas started going, and it's like at that point he's like, "This is what everyone's fucking fighting for." Like we weren't doing shit, and all of a sudden we're getting tear gassed, flashbanged, fucking pepper sprayed everywhere for fucking nothing. So
For
like
standing outside.
for standing outside, you know. And that guy, man, he's been amazing. Like Omari Salisbury, he's been on the front lines like this whole time. So you guys should check out his Facebook page and like watch some of his old live videos and shit.
We will.
Really cool,
Hell yeah.
like what he's
That
doing.
is cool.
But you know, it's like I think, you know, like our mayor, Jenny Durkin, for one, like just speaks out of her ass. Like she was telling these people that she spoke to like Black Lives Matter, like head people at the city council or the chapter of Black Lives Matter, and the Black Lives Matter said the day after, like, she never spoke to us. So she's just like speaking out of her ass. And I think that's why like it's lasted so long, is because Durkin is just trying to give the people what they want, to say give the people what they want, but like not actually have any meaning behind it, you know, just kind of like lie about it. And I think she's
just by not doing anything.
and I think she's just trying to hopefully they'll go away, but they're not going away. Like,
Yeah. I think Hong Kong kind of taught us all like that persistence is kind of the key to all this. Is don't just make one weekend of protesting. That's not going to do shit.
Yeah.
Like they're just going to build up some cops for the weekend, and some cops are going to work on the weekend for a little while, and that's it. Like do this a bunch of times, week after week, day after day, and eventually they're going to be worn down and be forced to make some changes if they want to still keep doing whatever the fuck they're doing.
yeah, you know, I've
Persist.
yeah, I respected the protesters for, you know, for that, because like they're not backing down this time around. It's not just a protest to where like one
For
day
sure.
we're gonna protest and then the next day we're gonna be gone. It's like, no, they're standing their fucking ground this time. And
And it's not going to be a parade. It's
Yeah.
going to be an
like
actual
we want change, we want reform, and like
Yeah.
I agree with them, man. Like honestly, I do feel like we do need police officers, but I also feel like police officers have way too much on their plate. You know,
Yeah.
like they're
for sure.
pretty much, they're mental health counselors. They're fucking they have to deal with like all these different types of issues that they're, quite frankly, they're not qualified for. You know,
like a cop on a bad day can ruin your goddamn life.
you know, like
Mhm.
And a cop on
yeah.
a good day can like save you from not paying the penalty.
But like, why should
Yeah.
we be sending a cop to go deal with this heroin addict on the street? We should probably be sending like a drug counselor and get that person off the street instead of a
Well,
cop.
that's the shitty part
you
too,
know.
right? Because I was talking to my kids about this too. It's like I've only ever known cops on shitty days. Like fucking, I feel like I've been nothing but fucked with my whole life, and it's like I have a lot of cops in my family and stuff, but it's just like I don't have, like, growing up as a kid, I don't have a lot of good memories about police officers. Like I want, my friend sent me this video, and I like fucking it. There was like a person that came out of a car, and he had like fucking Wolverine claws, and he was clawing at protesters. This white guy, old white guy too, old fat white guy, just like, like trying to fucking slash people. And like one of the people in the video were like, "Oh my god, call the cops!" And my immediate reaction to that was like, "Oh my god, that sounds like a horrible idea to call the cops." Like, in what world do we live in where calling the cops is not a good idea? Like, fucking, that's where we are right now. Shit.
But
Like, that sounds like a terrible idea.
But on the same sense, it does sound like, and they've done it to themselves. Like, honestly, like we
Yeah.
live in a world where you can't fuck up anymore because it will be on social media. And I think
Mhm.
we've gotten to the point to where we're not going to let that happen anymore. Like, especially with the black community, man, they've been fucking taken advantage of for fucking centuries. And like the George Floyd thing was just the fucking, the straw that broke the camel's back, man. Like, how much more of this do people need to see before they realize that they're actually getting like destroyed and fucking like this socially unjust fucking by the police? You know, like, police don't give a shit about these people.
For real, dude. Like, I have people in my direct family, multiple people in my direct family that are police officers, and I can safely say that I've never had an experience with a policeman that I was like, yeah, no, they did their job, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I was always like fucked over in some way.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason there's a rap song called "Fuck the Police." You
Right.
know?
Yeah, it was never about like telling the truth and like getting you through this whole like legal process. It was just like, here's a fine, fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where
I'm honestly lucky that I just got a fine and nothing more.
well, you know, I
I
think
wasn't one of the targeted people to go do some fucking slave labor in a prison somewhere,
you know, like
some private jail.
I hate to say this, but I'm lucky because I've been white and like I've only had like a couple bad cop experiences. But like, you know what these black people are going through right now, and like what they have been going
That's a
through
good point.
right now.
That's a good point. You've been fucked with a lot of shit. Just as far as your shenanigans and like being fucking running around naked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd still be alive if you were black?
I'd probably still be alive, but I'd probably still be in jail.
Probably for sure.
You know,
right?
and that's the thing though, man, and like that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
right.
special treatment ain't okay.
you know, like you know what? There's a difference when I get pulled over by a cop. I'm nervous I'm going to get a ticket, right?
Yeah.
And there's only been one situation where I've been dragged out of a car because they thought I was a drug dealer. And we've talked about that later or a different episode or whatever. But there's a difference. When I get pulled over, I'm afraid I'm going to get a ticket. But when a black person gets pulled over, they're afraid they're going to get dragged out of their car, fucking beaten, frisked, you know, taken to jail just because of the color of their skin. And that's not okay.
Right. Like I was telling Vanessa the other day is like if someone gets a call about like, oh, there's like 2 white males in the area that like just committed some kind of deed or crime or something, they're not going to stop every 2 white dudes that are out there. But if it's 2 black people, then stop every pair you see. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Kind of shit like that. Like
That's their mindset.
there's no benefit of the doubt, you know? Like it's so bullshit.
Well, the thing is that's their mindset though. And their mindset is it's gonna be one of them. Instead of like looking at a white person and being like, oh, one of them's a criminal. Like these cops already automatically assume that, oh, they're black, they must be a criminal. And even if they are, you still don't treat them like fucking dog shit, you know, because there's plenty of white criminals out there that get arrested that, you know, politely get put into the back of a police car. We've all watched Cops, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of, did you hear that they canceled Cops?
I
One of the
heard,
longest running shows there ever was. It's like, yeah, because you watch any of that shit and it'll probably piss you off.
Well, you know, like the main thing,
'Cause you'll see it.
The main thing though is like I honestly do believe that we do need real, true police reform. I don't think we should defund the police,
No.
but I do feel like we need reform. We do need.
Well, I think defund's a harsh word. I don't think
Yeah.
that's actually what's happening right now. It's like demilitarizing the police is, I think, is what's happening. Yeah.
You know, and they need to put, you know, money that would be like I said earlier. These police people are expected to do how many jobs? You know, being a mental health counselor, a drug counselor.
That's true.
You know, a social worker, you know, a psychiatrist, and like all, you know, going into a situation knowing that, you know, you could be ran in like to anything and that you could die because you were called upon terrible situations. But if like they had more people out there, not so much like police, but people that went out for a drug addict that's having a fucking bad day on the side of the road on the street, you know, a fucking drug counselor or someone that's about ready to jump off a cliff, a mental health counselor or psychiatrist or, you know, social workers for domestic, you know, fucking disputes, you know, and save the cops for like the real bad things. Like,
For sure.
you know what I mean?
I think that's kind of like the thing that I'm going through right now is like I'm trying to understand what a cop's actual purpose here is and stuff like, cause like I I am like, and I've always been like since I've been a kid, like just always fucking afraid of the cops, and like it just seems like I've never like since I was younger, since I was like teenager, I have never had a good experience with the police. It always seems like it's been a situation to make me feel like shit or like fucking to drag me down and like I said, I have family members that are police, and I'm sure they all do a good job, and like I'm sure they all do like their due diligence and stuff. But it's like I've never had a good experience with a cop ever, and since I was younger, like I've always had like a big fear. Like it's always been a big fear of the cops. Like it's never been like, oh, here are the cops. It's always been like, oh shit, here are the cops. Like, oh my god, I'm afraid. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, like, yeah, let's like calm down. It's weird. It's almost like a cultural thing. I don't know what that is. Like, and how to get over that. We shouldn't be afraid of the police
No. Well, the thing is,
here. Yeah.
most mottos are to protect and to serve.
Yes.
You know, but what are they protecting and serving?
RoboCop.
What are they protecting and serving? They are protecting property. They are protecting businesses. They are protecting, I don't know, the agenda of our political leaders. You know, like, at least with like the military, they know what they're doing. They are protecting our borders. These police people, they don't know really what they're supposed to be protecting because they all have different local laws. They all have different local agendas and different local quotas that they have to abide by. And then, you know, any geek off the street, you could practically get a police job. You know, like, not any geek off the street, but like honestly, like a lot of these people that are cops are usually people that couldn't make it in the military. That you know, go for the next best thing.
We're kind of at a loss
You
at
know.
what to do.
You know, the next best thing that could give you a gun. You know, like honestly, because I know a lot of people that went into police. They're just like, oh, I couldn't make it in the military, so I'll become a cop. It's like, okay, so you're a gung ho, fucking type person that wants to be in a war, but you can't, so you go to the first place that will give you a gun. All right, so you're a cop. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right. I'll just shoot at my own community instead of some other community.
exactly. And it's like, at what point, like the vetting process, I think needs to be changed dramatically within this reform too, because like people need to be able to trust the police because we do need them. But I think like there needs to be it needs to be hard to become a police officer.
Yeah.
It needs to be hard.
Or at least it needs to be for people of a different lifestyle, or like, you know, we need mediators, not like fucking good, the bad and the ugly sheriffs with a fucking gun who's like, if you don't conform, then we use the force, you know.
Well, you know,
Kind
like,
of thing.
like
We need mediators that are like actually there to solve issues and problems.
well, like if you're a federal agent with like the FBI or like Department of Justice, like you need a law degree to become like an FBI agent.
Yeah, you need a bachelor's, and yeah, especially for the FBI, like they also look at your family and shit.
Yeah, it's just like, why don't you need like a higher education to become a police officer?
Because no one
Weird,
wants
it's
to get
like-
shot for $30,000 a year, potentially killed.
Well,
you know.
Police around here start at like 60.
Oh yeah.
I think
If
you just
you're a
need common
rookie, though,
sense.
you start pretty low.
So can I get deep for 1 second?
Yeah,
Can I get like, real deep?
Am I allowed to get a beer real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and grab a beer. I'm gonna grab one too, and I'm gonna get deep.
I'll just sit here by myself.
Keep talking though. You got to entertain our
Yo,
guest.
what's up? What's up, podcast? This is me, your boy Thirsty, alone. Went to get beer. Talk about some heavy shit. That's something I'm really good at doing. Not really the heavy type. But, you know, I know what's right and wrong. I know the difference. So, yeah. Y'all play Apex? Apex Legends? Shit's fire, bro. It's cool. Play that shit. Be the champions like the Hunger Games, you know? Love it. Still by myself. It's 11 p.m. Thinking about hitting the hay soon. You know, I get tired. When you work a 9 to 5, you go to bed at 9. At least that's what you want to do. I'm no night owl, you know. I live my life as an old man. Oh, look, someone's coming. Wonder what he has to say.
I live my life like a Wolverine, motherfucker.
Hell
Is
yeah,
that what you're
dude.
saying?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Nice.
Talking about Wolverine.
Did you already get
Oh,
deep?
here's another guy. No, he left right after you left, so I was just alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was talking about nothing. I'm talking about video games and shit. You know,
Yeah.
whatever comes to my mind.
All right,
It's
Eric.
11 o'clock already. God damn.
Nice.
Woo!
Eric, what's going on over there?
These old phones. Yeah,
I gotta go collect devices here in a second, but I can
Yeah.
come back. Hold on.
No, say the thing that you were gonna say. They can wait like 3 minutes.
I will say the thing I was gonna goddamn say. That's what it is.
Okay,
Is
cool.
that I think as a police officer, you have to be held to a higher standard than anybody else. Like it's not up to you be like the fucking judge, jury, and executioner or anybody. Like fucking, let's say you're just like as a person, just you two. There, what like with this George Floyd business, he was held down the whole time. He's saying that he can't breathe. And you're sitting there on his neck, like fucking just laying down into him for 9 minutes until this guy pretty much just dies and stuff. Like that shit is pretty like, to me, it's cut and dry. Like that shit's wrong, dude. It's
Mhm.
wrong. Like
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is a horrible abuse of police power. It's that's just like fucking, that's not human to do to anybody. Like fucking, you watch UFC, these motherfuckers aren't doing that shit.
Yeah.
It's just like it takes a certain kind of psychopath to do something like that. Unfortunately, a lot of those are in the peacemaking business, I guess. And it's like I just feel like it's all like we really need to reevaluate what the policing business looks like from here on out, I think.
Well, when you say they need to hold themselves to higher standards.
Yes,
I say
I believe that.
yes, and I believe that too. But we also need to hold them to higher standards, as in like hold ourselves into higher standards on who we hire to be police people.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like,
Unfortunately, we don't have any say in that kind of. That'd be nice, like, as a community, if you could be like there's some kind of committee, like fucking, if like, oh my god, no, Chuck, I hung out with you in high school and fucking you fucking did this fucked up shit. So no, you're not a cop.
I mean, technically, you get to vote for like sheriffs and stuff like that. But like, obviously, it doesn't do a bit of damn difference
Yeah, like
for
who
anything.
knows their fucking sheriff?
Exactly.
Who knows that guy?
You know, so we need a total rewrite on how we hire these people, because I know there is a lot of people out there before this happened that wanted to become cops for good reasons, right? And how do we find more of those people that want to be cops for good reasons? To protect and to serve.
Yeah.
Like, how, as police people and the city of Seattle and Washington,
Give me 1 minute.
how do, like, what they need to do is earn the trust of the community back. How do you do that? How do you earn the trust of the community back when you never had like when you already have like this in place? Like, obviously you have to do a lot more venting. You have to do a lot more firings probably, like the police union is so strong right now. You can't really do a fucking thing about anything right now. Like the police, the police union is not going to let anybody touch these guys and girls, But I do know that there's police officers that like joined that joined the police. And you know what? Maybe we need to stop calling that join the force, because a lot of these police officers they think it's military. Like, we joined the force for this reason. Like, you are not military. You are public servants. You are, you know what I mean?
You're not a force.
Yeah. You're a public servant.
Or
so you're
at
supposed
least you shouldn't be a force.
You are supposed to serve the community. And they don't at all. And that's the problem.
It doesn't seem like that.
And that is the problem. And I really, I don't have the right answers to this. I know, someone smarter than me will definitely figure this out, hopefully, but like, things do need to change. I don't have the answers though.
Yeah, things need to change. That's all we could say.
I really do hope though, in the last 14 days, that it's really made people think about themselves a little bit. Like, like how easy it is to have prejudice, and hopefully like be a little bit more open-minded towards people, to people. Like, even if like before you were doing it subconsciously and not even knowing it, like hopefully it made you like open up a little bit and be like, like, I've said some prejudiced things on accident and I need to be more mindful about that,
True. Yeah.
So hopefully it wakes people up, like all of us, because like at the end of the day, man, like Black lives do matter,
Yeah.
and
push us more towards that ideal.
Exactly. And like hopefully eventually it will just get to a point to where like lives matter, because I want all lives to matter.
Talk about this,
huh?
Yeah, where we don't have to talk about this.
Exactly. The reason I want it to become a world to where everything does matter. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I hope it gets there
exactly
that way, man. Like, it makes me fucking, like, you think about it, man. We live in 2020 and we are still talking about racism. We have,
we're still at like the 90s. It was kind of, we're no better than we are in the 90s,
Well, right now we're no better than what we were in the 60s. The only difference is there's not separate drinking fountains. You know?
For sure.
It's like, fuck, man. Like,
Black people still getting locked up and shit, just at way higher rates than
it's
your
like,
average white
it's
person.
fucking 2020, man. We are the most advanced technologist. How do you say that? We are the most advanced
technology.
Yeah, whatever.
Most
most
advanced country.
Yeah, than we ever have been, man. Like, technology is crazy right now. We could speak to anybody across the world right now with our phones. And yet there's still racism.
Yeah.
We could fucking have rocket ships that send us into space and then come back to Earth and land on their own. But yet there's still racism.
Yeah, and we still have like this old way of doing police work too. Where like right now it's no better than the sheriff in the Wild West, you know? It's like you tell people to stop, they don't stop, you shoot them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where they came from, what they do, how they did it. You shoot them, and then the cop just says, like, I feared for my life. So, and then that's when the court goes like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, that should not be a thing. Like, a cop could kill you, even you. Like, even if you're white, like, could kill you totally out of just whatever, for whatever reason, and the courts will probably find them completely, probably find you completely at fault for daring to lift up your pants or something.
Yeah.
Well, an officer was yelling at you with guns in your face. Like, how if a cop is not expected to act calmly in a face of danger, why am I expected to do so?
Yeah.
Like, I need to act calmly in front of a cop. How about a cop has to act calmly in front of me or something like that?
No shit.
Well, anyway.
I don't know, man.
Well, Eric's gone.
Yeah.
So do you want to what do you want to do? Cap off this thing?
Yeah. Probably should wait for him to get back, right? Do you think he's going to come back? I mean,
I don't know.
He has his
He said 1 minute and it's been like 4.
Yeah, I think he's probably fighting with his kids right now about devices.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock at night. Maybe we should just hold off till we could at least say our goodbyes with her. Oh, there he is. Oh my
there
gosh.
he is. There he is.
Sorry, I had to put the kids to bed. What's up, guys?
What's up? It's like you never left, man.
Oh, good.
But
Happy to be
You
back.
have any closing arguments, sir?
What were we talking about that I can close off on? I thought we were just getting political. I thought.
oh, you got more?
Yeah, we were.
Of course I do. Talk about it next time, I guess.
Well, give it to me.
Talk about it next time.
Talk about it next time. All right. We could do that. We could do that for sure. Well,
How about we do one random question
all right, let's do a random question.
and close it out?
We can definitely do that.
Something political.
All right. A random question that turns into a random segment. I'm just going to go like this. And all right, what is a childhood habit or preference that you'll never outgrow? What
I
is?
like my girl short and Latina.
Yeah,
Yeah. Childhood
That's tight.
preference. Lived in El Paso.
yeah.
Never dated a white girl or anything besides Latina.
And you right
I've
to this
been
day.
told I have a type hardcore because everyone I show, like, yeah, this is my girlfriend, my few exes, and they're always like, oh yeah, you got a type.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually
Short
of
Latina
that
women?
persuasion. Yeah,
Nice.
cute Latinas. I'd
Childhood.
say that.
Huh, that's a good one.
It's like I was surrounded by him
Eric,
my
what?
entire
Do
life.
you have
So,
a
yeah.
childhood habit or preference you'll never outgrow?
I don't know. I guess with me, like in contrast to that, it was always like in a weird way of that. It was always like white women for me. I
Oh, was
guess.
it?
Yeah. Like all
I
my
think we're all
girlfriends
inclined
coming up
to-
through high school were like white. Weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We want to make the most, like, you know, evolved version, which requires diverse mingling.
True.
That's going to be the most disease free, ailment free species are ones that mix really well, you know?
Oh, speaking about
You wanna
disease,
mix
man.
I'll
those
tell you.
races.
I'll tell you
Mix
one
the
thing.
races.
One thing that fucked me up. I'm gonna tell you one good story here real quick, and you can go, John, man. Is that when I was a kid and when I was coming up in my teenage years, so this is after doing this so many times when I was a kid. I was up in my teenage years, and I'm like, "Hey guys," I was hanging out with the fellas, and I'm like, "Isn't it weird, like how fucking like you'll dunk a cookie in milk, but like you wouldn't dunk a sandwich in anything, but like how it's weird that you would dunk a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in milk and eat it? Like, isn't that weird?" People are like, "What the fuck? We don't do that." And I'm like, "Nobody does that?" Like, weird. Like, fucking, it's the first time I realized that I did something fucked up that nobody else does. Was I would dip my peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the milk and eat it. Is that fucking weird?
That's not weird.
That's not. It's not. And back to what we were saying. People do dunk sandwiches
were-
and shit. It's called soup.
People, right? People were horrified when I told them the story.
Really?
Horrified. Yeah. So I'm glad that I'm telling you guys right now, and you guys aren't vilifying me and like making me feel all fucking weird. Thank you. Thank you.
I think it's weird if
You're
you
welcome.
don't dunk your sandwich, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, at the very least, you have a glass of milk right next to it,
I mean, because
which is the same as dunking it. Like it's all mixing in your mouth anyway.
I mean,
Have
nothing.
you ever had like have you ever had like a really good pot of stew, like a
Oh, yeah.
really good bowl
Yeah.
of stew, and you have bread and fucking you sop
dunk
the
it.
bread
Oh,
in
yeah.
the stew?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's just what you do, man.
Or you make a really
That's
good
what you
sandwich,
do.
a really good turkey sandwich, and have some
Oh,
type of soup with it. You dunk in there. Yeah.
fucking A, dude.
Soup
Yeah.
season is about over though. So I guess like a childhood
Sure.
habit or preference, I guess I will kind of stick with food. Is I put mayonnaise on everything. Everything.
I do too.
I eat mayonnaise. Like I will eat corn dogs and mayonnaise.
Will you? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
I will dunk my corn dogs in mayonnaise. I fucking love
Ugh.
mayonnaise. To this day, right now, always. I fucking and back when I was a kid, mayonnaise. That's all I need.
Hit them with the mayonnaise.
It is my sauce of choice.
My mom always did like this egg sandwich that was like, and the sauce in there was a mixture of mayonnaise and ketchup
Mhm.
smothered on the egg sandwich.
Mhm.
So fucking good, dude. Like even to this day when I do it, and I can do it like the way she did it, like there's no real magic to it. You just fucking mix
Dude.
mayonnaise and ketchup together.
That's called
But
fry
it still
sauce.
takes me back.
That's called
It's
fry sauce where
so
I come from,
good.
man.
Fry sauce, right?
Yeah, that's
So
dude,
good.
Mary and I have fry sauce
So
all the
fucking
time,
good.
man. All the time. We always mix up ketchup and mayonnaise, fry sauce.
So good. My
Yeah.
God.
It is
also
really
known
good.
as fancy sauce.
No, it's fry
Mhm.
sauce. There's nothing fancy about it.
Exactly. That's why I love that term for it.
You know,
It's the least fancy thing you could think of.
it's funny. I think Kraft came out with like a mayo ketchup recipe, you know, and they called it like some like fry sauce or something like that. It's just like, dude, it's mayo and ketchup, and you're selling that in a bottle. Are people so lazy that they cannot mix up mayo and ketchup together, and instead they buy a $5 bottle of mayo and ketchup mixed together for them?
Probably, yeah.
It's always
It's
better when
true.
someone else
It is
does it.
true.
No, I don't
They
know.
do.
I've
They
had some
do
pretty
like
shitty
really.
fry sauce.
They heck up the price. There's the Sir Kensington fry sauce. It's like $7-8. Like what the fuck, dude? You just make that on your own.
Yeah, it is literally two things: ketchup and
Ketchup
mayonnaise.
and mayonnaise. That's it.
Ketchup. Oh, if you want to get a little fancy with it, you can put a little dab of mustard in there, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
It's ketchup and mayonnaise.
Can I ask you one other thing? One other thing.
Yeah, man.
My mom made so here. I've only ever had this maybe 4 or 5 times in my life, but I remember always liking it, and I haven't had it since. Like I haven't had it since I was a kid. But every time I bring this up to somebody, they're like, "Ew!" Like, "Oh, gross." An egg salad sandwich. How do you guys feel about that? I haven't had it
Who
in
the fuck
years.
said that was gross?
Dude, I love
Yeah,
egg salad sandwiches, man.
My girlfriend says it's gross. Like people say, like, ew, like nasty. And it's like, I honestly haven't had it in maybe 15 years. So I don't know if it's good or not.
Dude, it's
I just
amazing.
remember it being so fucking good. And like, I think I want to try. I think I'm going to try
Okay.
it this weekend.
All right.
I'm gonna try to
Hold
make it
on,
this
hold
weekend. What
Do you know
what
how
is
to
in
make
an
it?
egg salad sandwich?
All right.
No, I don't. How
All right.
how do I make one?
Do you know how to make deviled eggs?
I do.
All right. That's the
And
recipe.
I love deviled eggs too.
You okay?
I
So
love
what you do is you take the yolks, you make deviled egg mix out of it, and then you
Okay.
instead of putting the mix inside the egg,
So it's like-
you chop up
like
the egg.
mustard and stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that.
So instead-
in there, yeah.
Instead of putting that mix inside the egg, you just chop up the egg, mix it in with the deviled egg mix, and make yourself a fucking sandwich. And it's
So why is
amazing.
there such a taboo? Why is there such a taboo about egg salad
There shouldn't
sandwiches?
There's
be.
not. Your girlfriend's just weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right, good.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
what I-
most normal
that's
thing
what-
I've ever heard. It's like
That's-
my
that's what I
girlfriend.
wanna
Is
hear.
it weird that I like ribs?
Right? Ugh.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Dude, egg
It's the
salad
most normal
sandwiches are
thing I've
amazing,
ever
man.
heard.
Like honestly, when I make deviled eggs, like for like holidays and stuff, dude, I save the leftover mix so I can have fucking egg salad sandwiches. I fucking love
I
it.
feel like I really feel like recently I've been egg salad sandwich shamed, and I feel like fucking like I've lost out on a lot of my life
I
just because of that. Like, I'm gonna make some this weekend. I think
You know-
that's what it is.
you know,
Yeah, dude.
and this is another part of like society right now. I thought we were past that. The shaming. You know?
Come on, it's time to be over that shit.
Yeah.
Shaming.
I will say, oh my god, I will say, and I hate giving anybody props above me. That time that we went to go podcast at your house, and you made me the spam breakfast sandwich.
Oh, the egg slut sandwich.
That shit was fucking on a totally other level. Like that was an amazing goddamn sandwich. Jesus Christ, you should just, if you were to make that sandwich, Donald Trump and everybody in this world, you'd probably bring this world together, dude. It was so good. It was like such a good fucking sandwich.
You know what?
Spam
Jesus
gets a lot of
Christ.
flack too,
I love spam.
It does. It does.
and
So,
it shouldn't. It's great.
I will make this a promise to you guys. Next time we come over in the studio,
Please do.
we will have some egg slut sandwiches.
That's why I said something because I wanted to.
Yeah.
That's why.
Next time we're in the studio, we'll have some egg slut sandwiches. But so obviously we're getting ready to wrap up. I'm good to hang out and talk with you guys after the podcast. You know, if you want to finish your beer or whatever. Let's wrap up the podcast. I got a couple questions for you to think about
Yeah.
for the next podcast. Cancel culture.
Good. It's good. It's a good topic.
Yep.
Cancel it.
Yep. Cancel culture. Think about that for a second. Could be the next.
I will.
Could be the next theme of our next podcast episode. Eric, do you have any one-liners you want to think or a little tease for the next episode?
I would say, fuck the status quo. Art is art. Fuck cancel culture. Oh my god, look, I do have a couple things to say about this. We can save it for the next episode.
All right. All right. John?
I will say one thing.
Yeah.
The minute that you fucking isolate what can be made fun of and what you can't make fun of, you're a racist and shit. Either you can make fun of everything or you can't make fun of anything. Like, you have to pick a road. Like, fucking, you can't pick what's funny and what's not, what you can make jokes out of and what you can't. Like, fucking, it's either gotta be all good or none good. And for me, it's gotta be all good. Like, you gotta make fun of all of it.
All right. Some next episode music playing right now on the next episode of the John Sandwich Show.
John Sandwich Show.
All right.
Yeah.
For the
He broke
guys.
him in half. Oh, god damn, he broke him in half. He set him straight to hell. Oh, God.